cricket. And the stars are out for WrestleMania Sunday, including the undisputed WWE champion.
Uh-oh.
Is here.
Big
He'll
Cody.
retain his title and stop John Cena from making history, winning a 17th World Championship. It's John Cena's final WrestleMania, a triple threat match against the
Look at
woman
him.
who won the Elimination Chamber, the EFT of WWE. Bianca Belair is here at WrestleMania, and so is the Eradicator, Rhea Money Ripley. She wants her World Championship back.
Yo, Bianca is cut up, yo.
Appetite over the next 3 hours for WrestleMania Sunday.
Bianca is cut up.
To join us outside Allegiant Stadium tonight for the Countdown Show. I'm Michael Cole, and I am joined by an all-star
Shout out to
crew
her,
here
though.
tonight, including
Big
former
E
World
with the
Champion
jacket
John
again,
Cena,
bro.
Money
Big
in the
E
Bank
2 nights in a
TV.
row. Crazy jacket, bro. He had the color.
Black cosplay. It's good to be here. Cosplay? No. Trying to be professional out here. And Michael Cole.
No, it's alright, Big E. Don't let him treat you different because you got the drip on. You feel me? Big E got that drip on. That's crazy.
A man who called WrestleMania for the first time ever last night. And
Wade Barrett,
absolutely
he
crushed it.
did pretty good.
I have no bad news for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Wade Barrett is here.
Well, I couldn't have been one-sided. Two fellow human beings. My first experience at the desk of WrestleMania. What a night it was.
He doing pretty good though, being the evil broadcaster too.
The temperature is rising. I'm already sweating now. We've got a red hot day of action ahead of us.
Hey, let's talk about what happened yesterday. I want to start with Pat McAfee. Of course,
Right.
ESPN show a lot to talk about for a show on Monday. But let's talk about the World Heavyweight Championship matchup between Gunther and Jey Uso. I want to take you out to the closing moments of last night. Pat, you and Wade are at ringside. Break down what we experienced in this match last night.
I think throughout the entirety of it, we were wondering,
Oof.
is Jey Uso going to be able to topple this untoppable human of Gunther? And everything Jey Uso did last night was prove to the world that not only can he
Gave him 3 of them splashes, yo.
not only can he be a
Hey.
champion, but he can beat
And ended it with the sleeper hold. That was perfect. Ended it with the sleeper. That was perfect, bro.
Gunther taps Jey Uso in the E-Trade for World
Yee.
Champions.
Absolute explosion of energy. We've seen the mental shift in Jey Uso over the last 3 weeks. That was backed by a
Shout out to the Oos, big Oos.
Congrats, Jey Uso. You are champion of the world.
Yeah, celebrating with his brother Jimmy, main event Jey Uso, now the World Heavyweight Champion as he represents Monday Night Raw.
That was dope.
I wanna
That was
ask you
dope.
about this because Jey Uso
Yeah.
winning his first major singles championship, the world title. You did that a number of years ago. This has got to be a major weight off his shoulders.
Look, absolutely. This is something that a lot of people have been doing for quite some
Pat
time.
McAfee is
So,
stupid,
we
bro.
talked a lot about his ascension from a tag team guy to now
Yep.
being a top guy here, and now he's a world champion. But look, as we all know,
Right.
the load only continues to grow, but I hope he enjoys this moment. But yeah, there's a lot of big...
He got a lot more work to do, baby.
So as world heavyweight champion.
Wade, as a former 5-time Intercontinental Champion, once you win the title and you're no longer the hunted, or you're no longer the hunter, you're now the hunted, that makes things a lot more difficult.
Yeah, things are going to change for Jey Uso now because really the motivation to win this championship, the catalyst was the sight of his own brother caked in blood. Well, what are you going to find as your next catalyst? Because trust me, the battle you had last night is going to be every single defense now. And you can't keep going back to that Jimmy Uso caked in blood. You need something else. This is where Jey Uso needs to raise his game further.
So, Pat, what does Jey Uso now have to do as he goes into Monday Night Raw tomorrow? First time as champion. A lot of people are going to be gunning for him. What does Jay's mindset have to be?
Jey needs to just utilize everything that he's learned throughout his entire wrestling career, whether it was as a tag team goat alongside his brother Jimmy, or whenever he was a right-hand man in the bloodline. He's had an opportunity to pick the brains of the greats around him. He wants to build his own legacy.
Somebody out there smoking big clouds.
He's a world champion. The era has begun. It's 4 letters, 1 word. E-E. And I think that's just what he needs to ride. He knows what he wants to be, and that's a great in this business, and he has the opportunity now to go prove all of that.
I want to switch gears a little bit and get into the main event from last night. That, of course, the triple threat match between three of the biggest stars on the planet. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and, of course, CM Punk, Paul Heyman coming out in Punk's corner. Let's show you what happened toward the end of the matchup. This is decision time for Wade. Where would Heyman go? And he slides the steel chair to his friend CM Punk. Roman Reigns in disbelief.
Yeah, that should have been no surprise whatsoever. However, that low blow from Heyman against what is potentially his longest friend in this industry was a shocker. Heyman reverting to time, going back to the tribal chief. This was the fix until it wasn't. The fix changed places, and suddenly the architect, Seth freaking Rollins, had done a deal with the devil, opening a pathway to shock the world and win in the main event of WrestleMania Saturday. A lot of questions coming out of this one.
Yeah, there were a lot of questions, and it was interesting to me as we were walking up the ramp back to the locker room area after the match. We were only a few feet away from Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, and I simply made the motion of, why did you do this? And Seth looked at me and he said, you should have seen it. It was right here in front of you. And I guess in retrospect, you probably...
That's crazy. He said, why did you do it? He said, you should have seen it. It was right here in front of you. That's crazy.
But last night, as soon as he slides that chair to CM Punk, I think to myself, well, that's the favor. Then whenever he low blows his best friend CM Punk, you think to yourself, wow, Paul Heyman has remembered that his tribal chief is his tribal chief. And then when he turns his back on my tribal chief, when he turns his back on Roman Reigns, whenever he gets up in there and rattles it around to make sure that it really hammers on the door, my heart was broken. And I guess we should have seen it coming because it's a wise man move. This is also a Seth Rollins move, and they stand tall at the end of the night. I have no idea how or why this came to be, but I'll tell you what, it works.
That Raw tomorrow is going to be crazy.
This last night on commentary, Heyman is a leech. Paul
He said Paul Heyman's a leech. Jeez.
The person that's going to give him money, the person that is the next step in his career growth. He is going to ride the gravy train, and I guess he figured he had burned bridges with Punk and Roman. Let's go to Seth now.
No, that's exactly who Paul Heyman is. Look, I'm really intrigued to see where things go with this pairing with Seth Rollins and with Paul. I think it's a great opportunity for Seth to continue to further his career. It's been a while since we've seen Seth hold a world title, and I don't think he's done giving up on those aspirations. And I think Paul Heyman is the kind of manager who can take him back to being at the very top of this company.
So hopefully some of these answers will be answered, or some of these questions will be answered tomorrow night. It's been a long weekend already. On Monday Night Raw weekend already. But before we get to Raw tomorrow night, the Pat McAfee Show will be live at WWE World, 9 a.m. here in Vegas, 12 noon on the East Coast on ESPN. And I understand a certain wise man, Paul Heyman's going to be part of that show. We might get some questions answered.
That's right, Paul Heyman will be joining the Pat McAfee Show tomorrow, as will John Cena.
Potentially, champion John Cena, pending what happens tonight in our main event.
Yeah, win or lose, John Cena will be on the Pat McAfee Show tomorrow. Well, that was WrestleMania Saturday. Let's turn our attention to tonight, WrestleMania Sunday. And show you what we have on tap, including Cody Rhodes defending the
Jesus. Cody Rhodes, John Cena.
Cena going for a record 17th world title, and what is his final at WrestleMania? A fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. The unpredictable badass, Braun Breaker, defends against Penta and two members of the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This one is going to be a war. So much personal animosity. It is a Sin City street fight. There are no rules. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre tonight. Randy Orton, we celebrate 20 years at WrestleMania for Randy Orton. Kevin Owens, of course, can't participate because due to the neck injury and the need for surgery. Who will take down Randy Orton? Who will step up to the challenge?
Oh man, I thought Randy wasn't competing tonight.
AJ Styles and Logan Paul hope to put to bed a fierce rivalry. These two go one-on-one tonight at WrestleMania Sunday. The women's tag team titles, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez defend against Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria, but who will her partner be? Bayley was taken out yesterday. Lyra had 24 hours to try to find someone to team up with her tonight. And to kick off WrestleMania Sunday, it is the Women's World Championship. Io Sky defending against Bianca Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match. Well, we have reporters all around Las Vegas. Let's start things off with Kathy Kelly.
Thank you so much, Michael Cole. You know, I saw Rhea Ripley earlier today, not to brag, but she has been a different Rhea than I've grown close to. She is more focused than ever on...
Yeah, you was real close to Rhea Ripley.
Women's World Championship from Io Sky, of course, also facing Bianca Belair today in that triple threat match. Now, I sat down with Rhea earlier this week, and she detailed her plans for how she
was real close to Rhea Ripley,
that
yo.
title back to her. But more on Io Sky from Byron Saxton.
We've all heard the talk about Io Sky's placement
Okay,
in
Byron.
the triple threat match against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair.
Byron with the suit jacket too, on some Wakanda stuff.
Well, I had a very interesting conversation with Io earlier on this morning, where she talked about that narrative. How much that narrative of being an afterthought has bothered her. Well, bothered her up until a couple of days ago. See, a couple of days ago, Io Sky had a chance to take a ride in the sky via the Goodyear blimp. She had a beautiful ride, viewing the beautiful city of Las Vegas, and it was during that ride that she was hit with a flood of emotions. One of those emotions being a reminder of who she is. A fearless daredevil who is only limited by the confines of her own imagination. So what does that mean for tonight? Well, the outcome of tonight's match is still to be determined. However, I have it on good authority from the champ that Io Sky is going to be in prime form as she hopes to retain her Women's World Championship.
I got a feeling Io gonna win tonight.
I will send things over to Jackie Reddick.
Yes, Byron, thank you so much. As far as Bianca Belair is concerned, I talked to her about an hour ago. She told me, Jackie, I am very well aware that the reception I'm getting from WWE fans, thank you so much, this is a great reception, it feels very nice. But for Bianca Belair, she knows that the reception she's been getting in the lead up to this WrestleMania is a little different than what she's become accustomed to as the EST of WWE. But she said, quote, Jackie, it is what it is. Fans have every right to cheer or boo for whoever they want. She said it's not going to affect her. She said she's gone through enough in her career to this point that she fully understands the higher you climb, the noisier it gets. It's loud at the top, and she believes she thrives at the top. She thrives when the pressure is at its highest. She said, you know, a lot of my success has come from focusing on one thing, what I can control. And when it comes to this stage at WrestleMania, the EST of WWE has been very good at that. She comes into this triple threat match with a perfect 4-0 record at WrestleMania. It is the longest active winning streak at WrestleMania on the current roster. She said, Jackie, going into this match, I'm focused on one thing and one thing only, turning that 4 into a 5. Cole?
Thanks, Jackie. The only loss that Bianca ever suffered at WrestleMania was in a battle royal. She's been very successful when it comes to singles and tag team matchups. I want to start.
Well, that's singles and tag team. That's not triple threat
She's
stuff.
really become an afterthought in this over the past couple of weeks. I believe she has something major to prove tonight.
Look, she's far too talented to be an afterthought. I thought even in the match that she had with Rhea Ripley when Rhea was world champion, a lot of people were already penciling in Rhea versus Bianca at WrestleMania, and Io Sky said, nah, I'm in this match. This is my title. And look, I think both competitors are making a mistake by overlooking the current world champion. Io has a great opportunity. Again, we talk over and over about the fact that she doesn't need to be pinned to lose her title, but I'm telling you, she is an incredible performer, and she is ready, I think, to walk out here as world champion.
So, Wade, you're shaking your head.
Yeah, I think Io Sky's perspective is completely
I think Io Sky is going to win. How about that?
The best thing that can happen to you in a triple threat match of this nature is your two opponents hating each other, targeting each other, ignoring you, taking each other out. You have the easiest pathway to victory of them all. The ego of Io Sky is perhaps taking over, where I want clarity.
On Friday, Pat had Rhea Ripley on the Pat McAfee show, and we both commented on this afterwards. Confidence,
Very composed, very confident. You know, she's coming into WrestleMania as the hunter as opposed to the hunted. And it's just like Bianca Belair. She's the EST of the WWE. Can't spell WrestleMania without EST. Very comfortable in the moment. Io Sky, you talk about her not caring about any of the noise from the outside. She's our champ. She should feel good representing that women's division at WrestleMania. But I think we got an instant classic brewing in our hands. Io Sky left Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair flat on their faces. This one might steal the entire weekend.
A couple of final notes on this match. It will kick off WrestleMania Sunday. Of course, that'll take place at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Peacock. And it's a triple threat match. First woman to gain pinfall or submission will win the championship. No champion's advantage for Io Sky tonight. Well, throughout the weekend, we've been reviewing some of the top moments in WrestleMania history, including this one, WrestleMania 10 at the Garden.
Greatest ladder match ever. It was something special.
To become the undisputed Intercontinental Champion.
It stands the test of
Raise his head by raising Ramon.
Creed match.
The ladder match of WrestleMania 10 changed professional wrestling.
Oh, that's a real ladder.
That's sensitive, but that's one that people talk about. I feel really honored to do.
He still put the toothpick in his mouth.
What a special.
Yeah, day 2, Sunday.
The reason that match is lauded
Your girl gonna be wrestling. Well, the other one you like,
because it may be
that's all strong in the arms. Arms bigger than mine.
When you have people as good as Cody,
It's time for me to start cutting up again, so I can see the guns.
how does it ever get anything?
We cut up fast at doing bodyweight stuff, so that's what we about to start doing in May. Yeah, Rhea versus Bianca. It's funny because Bianca was being talked about yesterday as being, the black men got a hold of one of her photos, and they was like, she cut up like a pickle. That's just some guy talk, but you can associate it with, what they actually was trying to say. And they was like, she a married woman, and everybody was like, I know, but still, we can look. Because I think all of them that was talking, it was like a podcast, but I think all of them that was talking was married. And so they all was like, well, we can look. Ain't nothing wrong with looking. Just as long as you don't touch. That's all that is. You can look. Get you a peek, but don't stare. To all my fellas out there, do not stare. If you gonna look, get you a peek. So it's one of these. Look at my eyes. You just gotta, let it go. Don't do this. And then do this. And that's crazy. The long stare when you be like, and there you go. That's crazy.
This song right here is for the red and white movie. You got good taste, and you drink like it's in.
And Randy Orton is fighting, so that's crazy. I thought he was done.
Watching Moscow always get the meal. Vodka this good as
Yeah, it's supposed to be tonight is because last night you missed CM Punk and them. Then you missed who else? I think the New Day missed them. But tonight is supposed to be most of the girls. It's gonna be Bianca, Rhea, Io. Then it's gonna be another girls tag team match. It's supposed to be John Cena versus Cody. That's probably gonna be the end of the night. Well, it's not probably, it will be. Who else? McIntyre and the Puerto Rican Poppy, the Puerto Rican dude, in that street fight. Then it's gonna be an Intercontinental Championship match. My boy Braun Breaker. And I'm pulling from Braun Breaker. I like Braun Breaker. Don't do no talking. Just show up and he just show up and get straight to it. That's what I like, yo. I don't like. We ain't got to do no talking, bro.
You think so too?
Just show up and get right at it. Get right with it.
These people. Please don't kill all those people.
How do you know that?
Educated guess. That's all it is, really.
No.
He said, "Educated guess."
Check it out. Pizza Hut's rippable, dippable, cheesy bites pizza and ranch lovers fight with 3 flavors is a game changer. With 28 cheesy filled bites.
I'm not getting Pizza Hut, big dog.
The cheesy bites pizza and new ranch lovers fight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
Are you good?
Yeah. I think I'm late for car insurance.
The General gives you a break when you need it. Yeah, with flexible payment options keep you covered. Just tag us in. For a great low rate, go with the General.
Consumer Reports used over 50 road tests, owner surveys, and safety ratings from IIHS to name Subaru their 2025 most reliable and best overall automotive brand. Safe, reliable, trusted. Subaru.
First WrestleMania in 2004. WrestleMania 30 is since 2004. I was 11 years old. And I think that one was in Chicago. And I was in St. Louis. How come every time the WrestleManias I in a city, I'm never in the city?
The good years for it. Allegiant Stadium will be the site of WrestleMania Sunday in the final WrestleMania match in the career of John Cena. Cody Cena.
My name is John Cena. I'm a kid who grew up in a small town in West Missouri. Ruthless aggression. The champ is here. 2025 will be my retirement from the WWE. Thank you so much for letting me play in the house for so many years.
Cody Rhodes, will you become my champion? I can open up doors and possibilities.
I had a feeling John was going to do something. I'm looking at him as the Rock is talking.
I gave my soul to these people a long time ago.
Put the troublemaker face on him, bro. When the Rock did this, I was like, yeah, it's over with. Oh, right to the nuts.
Hustle, loyalty, respect.
After everything he's accomplished in his career, he's going to stoop to this.
You want some? Come get some. What's best for business is I made it at WrestleMania. You can't see me. What is best for business?
Look at the kid. He like, no, John. No, John. Oh, man. It's a kid out there crying. And Travis Scott just sitting in the back on the ropes is crazy. That's crazy. Look at them. They booing so hard, bro.
Abusive relationship. I don't need you anymore. For 25 years, you only care about yourselves. I don't care about you.
That's crazy.
At WrestleMania, I make history. I will win that championship and retire with it. 17 does not happen. But what does happen is I get the heartbreaking privilege of being my hero in his last chance. You with that disgusts me. All you have done here is run.
I got a feeling Cody finna lose tonight.
You sat by my side for years and stole every secret. You are a common fan like them. I was chosen. But you know who chose me? They chose me. John, I am standing right here.
John, I got a feeling John is gonna win, and he's gonna lose it at SummerSlam.
And that is the story of John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Joe Tessitore and Sam Roberts with you as we're outside Allegiant Stadium at this magnificent plush NFL football field of the Vegas Raiders. This is where they grow and maintain it. And fittingly, we're at the goal line for what will be the NFL come this fall. We're at the goal line of the undisputed WWE.
How do you get grass in Vegas?
Which begs the question.
And it's hot. It's hotter than the oven out there.
And specifically,
Well, it's 76. I know it feels amazing right now. It feels amazing out there in Vegas. That weather.
Reaction to him elsewhere on the European tour, and then a unique reaction at the T-Mobile Arena just down the street here in Vegas on Friday night for SmackDown. How will this edition of John Cena be received here at WrestleMania 41?
It's a great question, and it's one of the huge X factors of this match.
That's crazy. I got a feeling, like I say, Cody finna lose tonight. Cody gonna lose tonight.
Physicality in the build to this undisputed championship match has come from Cody Rhodes. How much does Cody have to keep his emotions in check? He's been reacting and getting physical just by hearing things. Being called kid, by hearing things from John Cena. How critical is it to manage emotions in this match?
Well, I think you just said it. He's been emotional, and who's got the better of John Cena physically? Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
The thing about Cody is he is very strategic when he gets in the ring. He does usually go in with a plan, but when the rules are down, when the guard is off, and Cody Rhodes is just going in, just fueling from that pure id, that pure place of emotion, he thrives. Cody went into WrestleMania 39 with a plan for Roman Reigns. He lost. Cody went into WrestleMania 40, and there maybe is no bigger explosion of pure emotion than the main event of WrestleMania 40. Cody Rhodes won. If you're asking me from the point of an onlooker, I think Cody needs to forget his manners, needs to forget his strategy, needs to forget his plan, and go in with that utter emotion that created the Cody that we know today.
By the way, speaking of emotion, I sense feelings bubbling up right here. Michael Cole, I sense sirens going on. Sam Roberts, emergency podcast await. There's no, we got feelings here.
Yeah, we do.
Before we get to Cody Rhodes and John Cena, Michael Cole, back to you.
Joe, the biggest question today is how much sunblock does Roberts have on that dome out there?
Good idea. You gotta stay lubed up out there.
Crowd is into this already as we get set for the main event tonight. I do want to say one thing, and I'll talk about this on the air tonight as well. Been very vocal about what I'm thinking about John Cena over the past couple of months. Of course, my relationship with John over the years. Despite all of that, I still think John, no matter what happens tonight, is the GOAT. That he is the greatest of all time. People also know my relationship with Cody Rhodes and how I've basically been with Cody for nearly 20 years as well. I promise you guys that I'm going to call this down the middle tonight and try to be as unbiased as
To be unbiased as I can. Had to get my Randy Orton out. You know what I'm saying? They know.
He could set the record. He could break Ric Flair and make it 17 world titles. Can he do it tonight?
Look, we call this the showcase of immortals for a reason, and I don't think having this time with Ric Flair sits well with John Cena. This is his very last WrestleMania, and probably his last opportunity to ever win a world championship. I love Cody. I love what he stands for. I love his principles, but I think the deck is stacked against Cody. I think John Cena, unfortunately, becomes a 17-time world champion tonight.
Now, wait, I know we've talked about this throughout the entire week. I know that you do not agree with that.
No, not at all. I mean, John Cena, the greatest of all time, as you've referred to him. I don't personally agree with that, but we're all allowed our opinions. John Cena, the greatest of all time version, has not been seen in years. When was the last time Cena actually won at Wrestlemania? I know for a fact he's lost his last 3, and he's been appearing sporadically. I don't think that greatest of all time version of John Cena still exists. I think John Cena is running scared and is playing desperate right now.
Speaking of
Running scared and playing desperate. Wow, Wade.
He needed a massive assist from Seth freaking Rollins. It was the most desperate victory in an elimination chamber I have ever seen. And for John Cena, the greatest of all time, to require that to win, he's not the same guy.
Not necessarily required it, but certainly had it to win. Now he's heading in here with a massive amount of confidence. Who knows what this match looks like for Cody Rhodes against this John Cena? I mean, we saw the last time they were all in the same ring, there was obviously some tense moments. There was obviously some chaotic statements made. But John Cena is the GOAT in Michael Cole's eyes, because whenever John Cena gets in between those ropes, it's like a second instant kicks in. It's second nature to him. He is a guy who's supposed to be in this moment for the strap. And Cody Rhodes has to battle against an idol, a mentor who has treated him despicably. I mean, I couldn't fathom anything more perfect for WrestleMania 41, and I, just like everybody else, think goats are goats for a reason. And John Cena with this new mindset is going to be tough tonight for him.
And look, to your point, we've seen him get steamrolled by Undertaker. We've seen him lose to Solo Sikoa, lose to Austin Theory. But let's not forget about The Rock, the chairman of the board. To think that John Cena is going to be the only one out there tonight, we'd all be fools. There are so many different chess pieces in play, and that's why I think Cody's going to have such a difficult time winning here tonight.
Well, John Cena undoubtedly needs to stack the deck this evening, or else Cody Rhodes is going to make John Cena look mediocre.
Well, we're going to find out at our main event at WrestleMania Sunday tonight. I will say one thing about this. There is a reason that John Bradshaw Layfield coined John Cena Big Match John. Last WrestleMania, he's fighting for his career here tonight. And a reminder, Pat McAfee Show, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, ESPN tomorrow. John Cena will appear
at 9:15 a.m. local. That's an early call time in Vegas. 9:15 a.m. John Cena on the Pat McAfee Show.
More to come on the Countdown Show.
Fanatics Fest NYC is back and coming in hot. Stacking WWE superstar appearances too legendary to miss. June 20th through the 22nd at the Javits Center. Tickets on sale now at fanaticsfest.com.
Bro, every time. I haven't seen the Arch in so long. Living in St. Louis, man, I haven't seen that in so long.
So WrestleMania 1, the ending was a bit unsatisfying. We want to see what will ultimately happen when we do get Roddy against Tate. And so we set on a path where that happens.
Here at WrestleMania 2, you can cut the electricity in the air with light. Mr. T and Roddy Piper, nose to nose in the center of the ring.
Both of those guys had that fight in them to go out there. Neither one of them was going to back down. There was so much bad blood.
Look out, Tino in the wrong corner.
Roddy did not want to be beaten by an actor.
I can hold my own. I wasn't a powerful.
He was
bringing somebody outside our business, I'm going to use that.
Just so many tremendous
That's crazy. I didn't know that happened.
41 years of WrestleMania. It is hard to believe that
Look at the fans, bro.
been involved in 20 of the 41 WrestleManias.
So many WWE fans. That's crazy.
Of the Piper at
Yee,
WrestleMania.
yee, yee.
WrestleMania, it's that next level experience.
The greatest, boy. RKO, baby. You see it? RK-izzle. RKO, baby. Let's go. My boy Randy. That's crazy. When I started watching wrestling, he was just starting. So I feel like I grew up in wrestling with him. Ugh. That's crazy.
It is the legend versus the legend killer.
Why he do speed like that, man?
I've been dealing with a pretty serious neck injury, and now I have to go get neck surgery.
Damn. Neck surgery. So who gonna be Randy Orton match? There's so many people that's supposed to pop up. It wouldn't be the Undertaker if it's somebody that hasn't wrestled in a while, or somebody they bringing back. I don't know who they would be bringing back. That's a big enough name to pop. With the tag team match for Valkyria, I think her name is. And then for Randy Orton, who would come back besides Brock Lesnar? That sounds like a little too much.
To answer one of your questions, Wade, John Cena has not won a singles match in what is almost 7 years. Wow. 7 years.
He's due, I would say.
We'll see what happens.
That's
Let's
a
get to Randy
long
Orton
time.
now.
7 years, and you've been on a losing streak for 7 years? Jesus.
San Francisco Bay Area, WrestleMania 15. One of their early matches when Seth Rollins took on Randy Orton. And Randy Orton delivered one of the greatest RKOs I have ever seen, with Rollins coming off the top right now. Randy Orton has really turned Randy Orton has turned WrestleMania into like a Randy Orton highlight reel over the years.
Yeah, he has, and I mean, it's been an honor watching.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean by who's gonna show up. Because it gotta be
how good Randy Orton is, and I stepped the deck against Randy. Time and time again.
It got to be somebody that can help him turn it into a highlight reel. But who would it be?
So again, an interesting story. He's supposed to go one-on-one with Kevin Owens. Kevin came out a couple of weeks ago.
I mean, Sami Zayn.
He's probably going to be out the better part of the year. Kevin is in town. We've talked to him. He's in good spirits. He's upset. He's going to miss WrestleMania. Randy Orton said,
But that wouldn't make sense.
The question is, who will it be against? And wait again. Well, no way. Again, very interesting note you said today. You pity the man who gets in the ring with Randy Orton tonight.
Yeah, listen, Randy Orton has been asking now for over a week for an alternate to Kevin Owens, who unfortunately has been taken out. Okay, this is the time of year that anyone who's not... This is the time of year, anyone who's not on the WrestleMania card will do whatever they have to do to get up. You know how many people have come forward...
Oh, Rusev. Wow. Rusev or Dean Ambrose? That would be crazy.
Randy Orton a couple of weeks ago, veins bulging out of his head, eyeballs popping, blood pressure through the roof. Whatever Randy is going to do to Kevin Owens, he is going to do whoever takes this opportunity. My advice, don't do it.
Well, you might want to talk our partner out because he'll try to talk into that.
Pat, don't you get down there fucking with Randy Orton. He gonna mess around and beat you up.
Incredible triple threat in LA with Gunther, with Drew. I know Sheamus is itching for a match. Look, I look at a guy like, I can't believe Sami Zayn is not on this WrestleMania card. I think of him, and we've had some names rumored from a certain other company that might be free agents as well that could make the leap and be here. We'll see. We shall see.
Oh, Rusev.
It might be Michael Cole. Michael Cole.
Because if Rusev come back, that means Lana come back too.
And I would like to formally announce that I will not be wrestling anywhere this weekend.
Smartest thing you've ever said.
Keep begging, it ain't happening.
Michael Cole sees a big payday and a broken neck.
Well, you know what, if you gave me $1 million, maybe I'd walk in there with Randy, right?
Well, that would be career over. That's the problem. You've never earned another penny for the rest of your
I've
life.
suffered an RKO before, and it's not free. So again, Randy Orton will have a match in his 20th celebration of WrestleMania. Who will it be against? We'll figure it out a little bit.
Besides Pat McAfee, I think Randy Orton has RKO'd everybody up on their panel.
Trying to bolster your points weight.
That's great.
John's last win at WrestleMania was actually in a mixed tag match back in 2017. John hasn't won a singles match at WrestleMania in 10 years.
Jeez.
So statistically speaking,
10 years is crazy.
In the present day, is absolutely rubbish. Yet somehow he's going to beat the best in the industry, Cody Rhodes,
Here
in
we
the main
go.
event. But I'm not buying it.
But once again, it is not just John
Start
Cena.
up the engines.
Fools to think that it is John
It is
Cena,
time for the track meet.
Travis Scott somehow and The Rock, okay? He has all been, and there might be.
Are they here? I haven't seen either.
Surely they are. Surely they'll be here.
The chairman, The Rock's the chairman of the board of the entire damn place. You would assume if he wants John Cena to break Ric Flair's record, that's probably inevitable. But to your point about 10 years not being able to win, he's due, okay? He's due for a big-time dub. Now, he's taking on somebody who is flying high and operating at the highest they have ever operated. And I think what Cody Rhodes has done for the WWE has been nothing short of remarkable. What a professional, what a legend, what a stud. But tonight at WrestleMania, you're telling me he hasn't won in 10 years? I'm saying he's been waiting for the right opportunity. I fear that John Cena is about to, in his words, ruin wrestling tonight, and we got to figure out the aftermath.
That is our main event of WrestleMania Sunday. The match that's going to kick off the show, it's the triple threat match between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair for the Women's World
Dang,
Title.
they starting. Ooh, Io and them starting.
She's 4-0 in normal matches at WrestleMania. She only lost was in a battle royal. Bianca Belair earlier this week had the opportunity to sit down with Byron Saxton.
Bianca.
Seeing Bianca is like healthy as she is, ain't no way, bro. I gotta get cut up.
All right, let's get right into it. WrestleMania Sunday, you have to face both the Women's World Champion, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. How do you feel about this title match becoming a triple threat?
I feel like I've had to work hard, just to work even harder, to get something that I have rightfully earned. I feel like I've done everything that I was supposed to do. They said win Elimination Chamber, I did that. I had two of my closest friends try to tear each other apart, and I had to watch that. after that, I then had to go up against some of the best women that this division has to offer. At the end of the day,
Bro, Jay throwing that cage door on Naomi is crazy.
and I just have to be confident in myself and know that if I was able to overcome what I overcame in Elimination Chamber, I can overcome this triple threat.
I'm really glad you brought up Elimination Chamber because stemming out of there, you said something very specific in regards to how you felt about Rhea Ripley. You said that if Rhea doesn't earn it, then she doesn't deserve it, and it being a shot at the Women's World Championship. Well, obviously, Rhea's in the match now.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that way?
I do. I still feel that way. I stand by what I said. I said what I said. I have always respected Rhea. We were friends before this even happened. I've always wanted to face Rhea. I would have loved that. But at the end of the day, she lost her title to Io. That's what happened. It doesn't matter the circumstances. She was too focused on me. Let's just be honest. Let's be real. I'm not to blame for that. So it should be Io Sky and I at WrestleMania. But here we are. So I stand by that.
A couple years ago at SummerSlam, you regained the WWE Women's Championship. And before you can even celebrate this Money in the Bank, Io Sky comes sprinting down the ring, cashes in her Money in the Bank contract, and mere seconds later wins the title that you had just had in your possession. Do you still feel any resentment towards Io for that?
See, the difference when it comes to me is I don't feel resentment. Io cashed in on me, she took the title, and I have no one to blame but myself for that. I should have been way more prepared. I've had people surprise me at SummerSlams before, and I should have learned my lesson. Io's a force to be reckoned with.
I keep trying to tell people Io nice. Everybody keeps sleeping on Io. Io different.
And now you have Rhea Ripley in the equation as well. I feel like I have a lot of distractions going on, and that's been my biggest challenge going into WrestleMania of can I focus on the tactics at hand right now.
Let's switch gears. Let's talk about something a little lighter. We've been in this serious mode for a while here. At WrestleMania, you have a reputation for coming up with some extravagant entrances, some like jaw-dropping, off-the-charts outfits. Do you have a favorite from a past WrestleMania between your entrance and your gear? And could you possibly maybe give us a hint about what you might wear on Sunday?
You're trying to go there. Everybody's trying to get a hint.
If you want to pick it up, I'm not going to stop you.
You can't ruin the element of surprise. What I will say, my favorite WrestleMania gear in the past probably would be WrestleMania 38. That was the first time that I actually pushed myself to try something different. And I feel like ever since then I've been getting better and better. I've had so many great entrances. I mean, you had the Divas of Compton, you had the HBCU band. So at this point, I'm like, how do I top it this year? I can't tell you what my gear is for WrestleMania this year, but what I will say is that my husband, my mama, and my daddy, they all flew down.
This is a big production of Family Affair.
They all flew down and they all helped me with it. We had a whole assembly line going on to get prepared. I'm Bianca Belair. I do it big and I do it bold and I do it unapologetically every single year.
That's why we love you. All right, last question. You have the distinction.
How the hell does she make her own gear in time, bro?
What's your plan to maintain that record?
My plan is to go out on all night ESTs. To be the strongest, the fastest, the roughest, the toughest, the quickest, the greatest, the absolute best. And that's what I'm going to do. I want to walk out and be
Instant.
I want to be undefeated at WrestleMania. I want to do everything I possibly can to make that happen and to show that Bianca Belair, she didn't play with.
Bianca, good luck on continuing to become undefeated, all right?
I like that. That's how you do it. I love everybody in the audience going, undefeated.
And of course, your pursuit to become Women's World Champion. Thank you so much for your time.
So from Bianca Belair to one of the coolest spots once again for the second day in a row here at WrestleMania, it is the Cricket Zone. Now the reason why I had to come back here is because number one, I wanted to check out some of the fans proposing like a superstar. I also wanted to check out the area where you can get a custom poster made. Which leads me to my primary purpose. Rose, if you don't mind, I'm going to grab my custom-made poster. Yes, as you can read, the poster says prediction.
And that's why I'm here. Predictions on the main event tonight. The undisputed WWE champion.
I don't want John to win, but I feel like John Cena's going to win.
John Cena.
But for those predictions, we have lovely analysts.
We have panelists. We have experts and aficionados. But right now, we go to the people for their opinions. So, young man, I'm going to start with you. Tell us what your name is.
Chase.
And Chase, who is going to win in the main event tonight?
Cena.
That's how I feel. I'm telling you. Cena, man.
History-making 17th world title for Cena. Wow. Despite everything he said about you guys, you still love him. Wow, okay. Next up, who's your prediction? Cody Rhodes! You're booing Cody Rhodes! He was so intense when he said it, too. What do you think?
Personally, I think John
Cena? We're going back and forth here.
John Cena.
Last but not least,
Cody Rhodes.
right down the middle. I don't know. John Cena, Cody Rhodes. We're going to find out tonight on WrestleMania Sunday. What do you guys think? Let's go Cena. Wow. All right, guys. Keep that energy up. Jackie, you got to take it away. You got a lot to discuss here.
Byron, thank you so much. Great job as always. Listen, one of my favorite reports that I get to do this weekend is the stats you need to know. I did it yesterday for night 1, so we're going to do it again for WrestleMania night number 2. Let's start with this. Penta and both of our Intercontinental Champions, and Lyra Valkyria.
What is that chant he does? What's the word?
Tonight, so congratulations to them.
Zero.
We're on the topic of firsts.
Something.
How about Dominic Mysterio?
I don't know what fear is in Spanish.
Dominic Mysterio will compete for a singles championship on the main roster of WWE, but he'll have to defeat his ally, of course, in Finn Balor. And to be honest, his record at WrestleMania is not pretty. 0-3 for Dirty Dom at WrestleMania. He'll look to get into the win column tonight. And how about our triple threat? Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. I love this one. Io's never lost to Rhea. Rhea's never lost to Bianca, but Bianca's never lost at WrestleMania. So something's got to give here. All 3 superstars have competed in triple threat matches on the main roster of WWE, but only one of them can say they're undefeated, and that is the champion herself, Io Sky. Do not sleep. And here's a number for you, 378. That's how many days it's been since Damian Priest cashed in on Drew McIntyre mere moments after he won the World Heavyweight Championship and embarrassed the man in front of a stadium of thousands. Drew McIntyre looking for some revenge tonight. We'll see if he can get it. And last but certainly not least, we've talked about this all show long, but you can't do a need-to-know segment without mentioning this. And if you don't know this already, you must be new here. John Cena goes for his record-breaking 17th World Championship in WWE. If he is successful tonight against Cody Rhodes, this WrestleMania will officially be one for the books. All right, I hope you enjoyed the segment, because I love putting it together. I love a good stat. I love a good record. All right, we're going to step aside here for a quick break on the countdown to WrestleMania, but on the other side, there's more to come as we get you set, and look who's here. Paul Triple H Levesque. We showed you part 1 of his exclusive sit-down interview with Peter Rosenberg yesterday. Coming up on the other side, we'll bring you part 2. You look all right in a turtleneck, hey, Rosenberg? It's not bad look for you.
Eat a Snickers. Jeez. Alright, great Jay. One more, but no yeet. Yeet. No yeet, just the Snickers line. Got some yeet. Okay, Jay, there's no yeet in the script. No yeet. Yeet. No yeet. Yeet. No yeet. Yeet. No yeet. No yeet. Yeet. No yeet. 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 Why do you keep saying yeet? Eat a Snickers, Snickers satisfies. What's the news?
Yeah.
Miles of flavor. Those crispy peaks.
Which superstar defeated Asuka? They asking the same question?
In the lake, man, that wrench is deep. Crispy timbers. Bring the flavor. When you stop.
Vodka soda. With Wheatley. This song right
In addition to the Undisputed Championship, what other title?
here, drink like it too. Wheatley, so good I drink it. The watch in Moscow always get the meal. Vodka this good is an American jewel.
He's so good I drink it neatly.
Pour a glass on the porch. Give a little dinner. Let your taste buds.
Nah, I'm not a vodka guy. I don't know why they.
Wheatley, so good
Not drinking meat.
American vodka. WWE Universe,
Nah.
let the adventure begin. We want to send you to Universal Orlando Resort.
Not drinking no vodka, they ain't come for Russia.
Unforgettable getaway and explore 4 incredible theme parks, including the all-new Universal Epic Universe opening May 22nd. Step through the gates and explore 5 immersive worlds of thrills and excitement. Plus, you'll stay at the brand new Universal Terra Luna Resort. Enter the WWE Universe Dream Trip giveaway today. Go to WWE.com/Universal Sweeps to enter now.
This Friday, ready? You counted 2. It's better than the original. Every way.
Braxton,
Thank you. Counted 2. Rated R.
Check it out. Pizza Hut's rippable, dippable, cheesy
my
baked
neck.
pizza and French lovers fight with 3 flavors is a game changer. With 28 cheesy filled bites, everyone's gonna be dunking
Come
it.
the police.
With Cheesy Bites Pizza and new Ranch Lovers Fight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
the world's most precious resource? Wi-Fi. Yeah, and the Wi-Fi is booming. Booming! Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity.
Are you good?
Yeah, I think I'm late on my car insurance.
Good thing the General gives you a break when you need it.
Yeah, flexible payment options keep you covered. Just tag us in.
Like right now?
Oh, I was talking about insurance.
Oh man. Oh.
For a great low rate, go with the General.
What is this hemp stuff? Is it like a one-stop shop type deal?
I love pharmacy lines. Why would I use clinically proven ingredients to regrow my hair through hints? I love wearing hats 24/7. Why would I choose weight loss treatment I can afford through hints? I love selling off my prized possessions.
Why wouldn't I get high quality care I can trust? I love Hims. Get treatment you'll actually love at Hims.com.
If home internet is really home internet, shouldn't it work throughout your whole home?
Consumer Reports used over 50 road tests, owner surveys, and safety ratings from IIHS to name Subaru their 2025 most reliable and best overall automotive brand. Safe, reliable, trusted. Subaru.
Oh man, what a weekend for Paul Triple H Levesque. Congratulations again to him. As I mentioned before, we're going to get to part 2 of the sit down with the show. So, out here in the sun this whole time.
Yeah, and I always run for him. But I do. Being, you do run one question, but it's my life. And I decided to do Velvet, and I'm surviving so far. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, that was a choice.
It was a choice.
By
It was
you.
a choice.
What was the worst choice? This or the turtleneck?
And turtleneck's a good look. I like that turtleneck look.
I do like the
Can I tell you, I really fought for that. I've got 2 words for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was subtle, but I really, really enjoyed it. Happy WrestleMania Sunday,
Oh
guys.
my gosh, you guys, I haven't had a chance to chat with you after everything that went down last night. We're going to look ahead, of course, to night 2 of WrestleMania, but anything you want to say, Rosenberg, about night number 1?
I mean, listen, the gauntlet has been set for John Cena and Cody Rhodes when it comes to delivering on a main event, because Big E and I did a post show last night with Joe Test, and we all agreed it was a 5-star classic immediately. Now, the match was a good, man. And even we talked about the entrances as well. Big Tiffany Stratton, the Barbie entrance. And that's what I love about WrestleMania.
Interview up next. Triple H.
Do you have a favorite episode?
I love Living Color. It's hard to beat. We both said,
Guitar solo off the top.
We both said, you gotta go Living Color. You have to. Yeah.
Can't be topped. So we'll see if anyone can top that tonight, but I think it might be pretty tough. We've mentioned this interview a couple of times already. A fantastic job by you, Peter Rosenberg, sitting down with Paul Triple H Levesque in one of the biggest weeks of his life. We showed you part 1 of that interview yesterday. Let's take you to part 2.
When the John Cena situation unfolded at Elimination Chamber, it was truly among the most shocking moments that I've ever seen in this business. Were you able to process it and take it in as a fan, and what did it feel like to you when John Cena turned on Cody Rhodes?
It's a weird thing for that. Try to be in 2 places consciously at the same time.
this business is a field. So when we get to the end of the show, I have to tell everybody now as we're coming into that last minute of the elimination chamber or something, okay, there's aftermath on this. Everybody lay out. I'm directing traffic. So when we get there, I'm trying to be a fan and just feel it. And as it comes in, then technically put it out to the truck of where we need to go and hopefully be just ahead of it. But the only way to really truly give people what they want is to put yourself in those seats and be a fan and really sit back and just try to approach it from a fan. And then you have to hear the criticisms but know where it's going, right? And if you feel strongly about where it's going, right or wrong.
Yo, Triple H is the GOAT, bro. For real, for real. Triple H is the GOAT.
Turn the shit. And you're like, no, we're staying straight. Right? Like, because you feel like you have information they don't. And then you might hit an iceberg. But that's the decision you make.
Right. Yeah.
There's actually a new Netflix series.
Yep.
That's going to really go inside. Where do you draw the line of?
Here's the thing. I think ruining it happens before. Telling me after doesn't ruin it. It tells me how it was made. Right?
Right.
Our business is set up where if you're a fan, there's no explanation needed.
Facts.
If you're not a fan, there's no explanation that will do. Right? Like, you can't explain to somebody that's not a fan. I have to watch it and go, I like that. Because if you explain it to them, it just doesn't sit.
If you could choose,
Yeah.
do you wish that we still lived in more of a behind the curtain world?
When you see what we do on TV, all the mind-blowing stuff that you see, moments that just
Right.
John Cena turned heel. There's something just as fascinating, if not more so, of how that happened, how it came to be.
And that's why I think Cody finna lose, because they gave it.
Sometimes when they look at just the surface of
What did he do today?
think,
Who, Triple H?
it's kind of silly.
He didn't do anything today, but he's doing an interview right now. And that's why I think Cody's gonna lose, because when you give another champion that has, very rarely do WWE do two champions of the same caliber. For instance, you may do when Roman had the belts, he had both of them, and then when Roman didn't, it was Cody Rhodes. Or not Cody Rhodes, Gunther. And that's when I kind of figured they was about to give the championship to another charismatic guy, because it was time. You know what I mean? But that's why I think Cody finna lose tonight, because they just gave the championship to Jay, and Jay finna do all this running until SummerSlam. He gotta, you know what I mean? He gotta big up SummerSlam and all that good stuff. So.
John Cena, Cody Rhodes. What does that match have to do to end up in the pantheon of great matches, or it could be? Because on paper it is special. What does this match have to do to sort of end up in that sort of class?
It has to emotionally deliver moments that you maybe thought you would never see. There will be moments within this match that will be created for the next 10 years, 15 years. People will be talking about, dude, I was there the night when this happened between Cody and Cena. But there's a lot of real to everything that John is saying to Cody, and there's a lot of real of everything that Cody is saying to John of. He was his hero, his role model. There are things I see Cody do every day that I think I don't want to say he's emulating or copying John, but he's doing this off lessons that he learned from John Cena. And now we're giving him a reason now to go up against the biggest name arguably there's been in the last 20 years in the business. And it's inconceivable that they don't create moments. But it might not be the one that you thought that's going to be the moment.
Yo, Cody Rhodes' suit game is crazy.
That's going to live forever.
Involved in that match in so many things has been The Rock. What does having him around do for WWE creatively and business-wise? And also, don't you ever get sick of hearing him, the final boss, final boss, final boss?
Say he is, he's final boss. If you're this show is your responsibility and somebody says, hey, the biggest star in the world, probably one of the most recognizable people on the planet, the biggest star in Hollywood wants to come do this stuff and be involved with this.
will say disruptive all the time. It's unpredictable. If Rock shows up, you don't know if he's just going to go out there and kind of promo that you're like, I don't know what he just said, but there's two ladies here, but I'm confused. And that's cool. Or if he's going to get heavily involved, and you're like, well, let's just do a monkey wrench in the whole thing. Or if he's just like, you're unsure. It's a great place to be, right? Right now, it's just people want to be in the show, be a part of the show, and be a part of this. It's a cultural movement. It's the John Cena moment, John Cena turning heel. I laughed and told the story the other day. My mother-in-law, Linda, called me at a State of the Union like that week. As she's walking out, the press is all shouting questions, and one person shouts at her, Linda, Mr. Furious has the Secretary of Education. What do you think about John Cena turning heel? Like, that's that is the news moment, right? It was everywhere. It was top story on SportsCenter. It was top story, you know, it was Stephen Ames talking about it, right? Like, and everybody in the world.
Of course, mention Disney, as y'all in partnership with Disney. Well, these business people are crazy. I'm gonna mention the company that I'm in partnership with, even though everybody know I'm in partnership with. Way to go.
If you missed part one, by the way, you can catch that interview in its entirety. It's over an hour, so good job by you. It is available on WWE's YouTube channel. So once again, I can't pump the tires enough.
Yeah, but
did a great job.
Let me not just sit here trying to play it cool about getting to interview Triple H in that moment on this weekend. It's a bucket list thing for me. And yeah, if you watch the whole thing on YouTube, he went really deep on his career and Killer Kowalski and so much stuff for fans out there going through it.
Yes, if you're a big WWE fan, and if you're watching this show, you should be. You can go check out the hour-long sit-down interview with Paul Triple H back on WWE's YouTube channel. Speaking of things you should be doing, if you are in Las Vegas for WrestleMania or Monday Night Raw, and you have not been to WWE World yet, get your life together.
What are you doing?
There's so much going on over there. Rosenberg and I were over there the other day in the Xfinity Bar. It was a good time. There's superstars walking around. There's a ton of merch. There's so much going on. My biggest regret this weekend so far is not taking a photo over there.
Oh, you guys, look, it's a lot of fun. I've been there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be there again tomorrow. But look, there's so many things going on. Fanatics Live, there's appearances. Stone Cold Steve Austin just showed up out of nowhere. Fanatics Live, come on.
Hell of a drop. Stone Cold Steve Austin just shows up unannounced. I'm sure fans were very calm about that. Speaking of which, check out Braun Breaker dressed like a character from Yellowstone. And it's going to defend the Listen, I like the look. I do like the look. He will defend the Intercontinental Championship tonight in a fatal four-way match against two of the people you see on your screen right now, the Judgment Day, opting to arrive, together. Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio both competing in that fatal four-way match. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage? Your guess is as good as mine. And how about Penta? What a run he has been on to start his career in WWE. He makes his WrestleMania debut here tonight. So it is a huge match. There's Penta taking in the Goodyear blimp there. I believe this happened.
All right on the Goodyear blimp.
I've never ridden in a blimp before, a hot air balloon, none of that. I don't know if my nerves could take it, but look at the view.
Wow. That's really no 100 years of Goodyear blimp and to get it, take it in. I might have been scared, but I'm happy.
I mean, it's Penta. He doesn't seem like someone that rattles easily.
No fear. That's kind of his thing. Yeah. Right. That's a great point by you.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this fatal four-way match, because not only is this the WrestleMania debut for Penta, it's also the WrestleMania debut for the Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker, who has to defend against not one, not two, but three different superstars. You look at this match, who has an advantage, if anyone?
It's hard to say. There's so many factors involved. Look, Penta is new to WrestleMania, but he is beloved by fans very quickly. But he's been doing this thing for a very long time. He's been wrestling since 2007. We have Finn Balor, who was the very first Universal Champion. He's been wrestling since 2001. And then we have these two young bucks. Young, hungry, virile. Yes, very virile. It's Dominic Mysterio and Braun Breaker. But I don't think the moment will be too big for any of them. I had a chance at Fanatics Live to sit down with Penta, and I almost got emotional because this moment means so much to him. He has talked about wanting to be in
Yeah, Ray finishes good.
For so long, he is so seasoned. So I'm really excited because you have the young bucks and you have these guys who've been doing this for a very long time. You have youth, you have the vets. I think there are a lot of really great combustible elements in this match.
Yeah, and we all remember Pence's debut, how emotional it was with his family. You could see like how personal it was that he is here now. And also, this match to me is right to be one of those Intercontinental Championship matches that could steal a show. And let's not forget, there's a long history going all the way back to Steamboat Savage at WrestleMania 3 of the Intercontinental Championship match. When everybody's looking at the world title, that match stealing the show. Of course, the Razor Shawn ladder match, we've seen it time and time again. So I'm excited for these guys.
Well, I think you have to ask this question when talking about this match. Can Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio work together to try and to ensure that one of them brings home a championship out of WrestleMania weekend, or can they not trust each other? Because I don't think they can trust each other.
Listen, I can't say that Judgment Day has exactly been smooth sailing recently.
No.
I don't know if I feel like they're on the same page. And while we're talking Judgment Day, can I make a message? Where's my one shot?
Give him a single. Give him a single.
This is an important message.
You
Carlito.
don't have much pull. You didn't get your single.
Single! Hey, respectfully. Carlito.
You're looking at the wrong one.
Stay.
though.
Oh, unprofessional hack. Carlito, stay away, please, for Braun Breaker. Carlito, stay away. If he gets near this man, he ends up getting broken in half every single time. I beg you.
Okay. Well, listen, I think that there's a lot of layers to this match when it comes to Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. You know, you look at the Judgment Day as a whole. Yes, Finn Balor did hold a tag team title during part of their reign as the Judgment Day. But aside from that, in terms of being a singles competitor in WWE, it's been a minute since we've seen Finn Balor hold a championship. I think Finn Balor's feeling the pressure to get him. This is somebody that walks and talks and carries himself like a top dog in this company, and rightfully so. He has the career to back it up. You think he just wants to be in the background of Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan in the Judgment Day? I say hell no. I don't think so. I think Finn Balor has every intention to do whatever it takes. Champion.
Look, they're breaking back right now. We're doing a lot of this stuff with Tom.
All right. I have help Travis with these rips at some point.
I heard there might be an exclusive Travis Scott card. I think they might be
See the dude, he's wearing some right now. The exclusive Travis Scott merch that dropped this weekend, that's for sale inside of Lincoln Stadium. Not just the wrestling is real one, there are a bunch of them that are fire.
Yeah, Travis is going to auction off 5 boxes of Topps Chrome WWE Cactus Jack. So these Topps trading cards are super limited. So limited, there's only 1,000 boxes available at WWE World, according to my research.
My favorite thing about Travis Scott is I've known him for a very long time from the music biz.
Name drop.
Nickname drop. But since he was a kid when he first hung up, everything he does is a complete wild card. Every time he's on a live mic, on a stage, you have no clue, including Tyler Breeze.
So good. So good. I do have one very important question. Do we think that World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso has slept post championship win?
There's no chance. I know that man was out partying.
You know him inside out. So we're getting
Listen to that on the press.
I'm about to say, I think I'm in a real company before the press.
a lot of libations. Libations.
Oh, look at Jay.
Signing cards. That's going to be a hot autograph after this weekend.
I'm so damn happy for Jey Uso, man. This is so fun to watch.
Shout out to Jey Uso,
He
man.
doesn't sleep. I hope he takes in every single moment possible. He, of course, partied last night at Live and Fountain Blue. Now he's over at World with Travis Scott. Happy for my guy.
Oh, so cool, so cool. He deserves to celebrate as long as he wants to. But we were just talking about WWE World. You talk about Stone Cold showing up out of nowhere, and then we got Travis Scott over at WWE World making fans days by getting Jey Uso, Tyler Breeze, and all these people in the house with some cool collectibles. All right, Countdown to WrestleMania is brought to you in part by Papa John's. Order pizza and more for delivery tonight. Pizza is a great WrestleMania snack if you're watching from home. Can't go wrong. We'll be right back with more Countdown after this.
Boy, Tiffany Stratton had a rough one last night.
Sunday, August 31st. Tickets on sale Friday with pre-sale Wednesday.
Miles of flavor, those crispy beats, 12 flavors so bold, your whole life is complete. Dipped in the lake, man, that ranch is deep. Crispy tenders, bring the flavor, plain stop.
WWE Universe, let the adventure begin. We want to send you to Universal Orlando Resort. Enter now for your chance to win an unforgettable getaway and explore 4 incredible theme parks. Including all new Universal and Universal.
Yee.
I think so too. In every way.
I just want to kill all these people.
We can kill all those people.
How do you know that?
Execute and kiss. That's all it is, really.
No.
You counted 2. We are only Venus Friday.
Vodka soda. This song right here is for red, white, and blue.
Okay. It was cool. Now they just overplaying it, bro. It's the same commercial. The Wheatley commercial.
Vodka this good is an American jewel.
Over and over. I drink it easy.
So pour a glass on the porch, give a little care. Let your taste buds sing the star-spangled banner. Wheatley's
American vodka. The world's most precious resource? Wi-Fi. Yeah, and the Wi-Fi is booming. Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity.
Check it out. Pizza Hut's rippable, dippable, cheesy bites pizza and ranch lovers flight with 3 flavors is a game changer. With 28 cheesy-filled bites, everyone's gonna be dunking it. The cheesy bites pizza and new ranch lovers flight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
Are you good? Yeah. I think I'm late for car insurance. Good thing the General gives you a break when you need it. Yeah, with flexible payment options to keep you covered. Just tag us in. Great low rate. Go with the General. Tell me this. What is greatness made of? Is it in your drive? The power you possess? Or could it be how far you go? The limits that you test. Maybe greatness demands both these things. It's pushed to raise the bar. Why
These
settle for
commercials,
the best
man.
when you can build the best damn car. Compromise nothing. Lucid.
At BetMGM, everyone gets a welcome offer. So whether you're courtside trying to hit the over, or up here trying to hit the under, or hit that plan with your crew, or in defense, all the way up here with a same-game parlay. BetMGM's got your back. Get your welcome offer and play with the sportsbook born in Vegas. All these things. Really?
Get up to a $1,500 new customer offer and bonus bets when you sign up now. BetMGM. Download and bet it.
WrestleMania 5 was Shawn Michaels' first, and 26 was his last. WrestleMania 7 was Undertaker's first, and 36 was his last. I guess as a competitor, though.
96 minutes away from night 2 of WrestleMania live here in Las Vegas. Welcome you back to the countdown to WrestleMania. Joe Jackie alongside Peter Rosenberg and a very fancy looking Big E on the far end. The fans love Big E. We know this. No, you're not chopped liver. I just am giving that. Let me give the man some props.
You look good too. The belt? The belt is nice. What is it? Velvet?
Yeah, it's velvet. It's velvet. Correct. All right, let's get back to tonight's card, of course, headlined by Cody Rhodes defending his championship against John Cena, who's looking to make history and win his 17th World Championship here in WWE. That would put him at the top of the list in the record books. But we got a lot of other incredible matches happening tonight as we get competing chants here. Is anyone as polarizing as John Cena?
I think so.
I don't think so.
This chance is why we got here in the first place. This specific chance that we're hearing right now is why John Cena lost his mind.
I don't know if the crowd can hear me. I'll ask them. If John Cena sucks, make noise. If you love John
That's crazy. Damian Priest.
For the longest time, I was so focused on the individuals right in front of me. I didn't realize that somebody was benefiting every time I got screwed. WrestleMania 40, Drew McIntyre defeats Seth Rollins for a heavyweight championship. A moment absolutely perfect until it wasn't. Damian Priest cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase, robbing me of my moment. But it doesn't end there, does it? Clash of Passion, Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. Attention. You've got it. This isn't about the world championships. You took that from me. This is about putting you down for good. So you can never take anything from me.
Drew McIntyre, the victim. No holes in your logic, right? You're a hypocrite. You make excuses, you bitch and complain, and you point your finger at everybody else other than yourself. You don't have to paint me as the villain of your story anymore. I am your villain. I want you to stop playing the victim and become my victim at WrestleMania. The time to pray, it is now, Drew.
All I asked for was for
That's
you
crazy.
to verbally explain to me how I'm wrong. Maybe face me like a man. I'm a dream. Call me crazy. No. You did what you always do. You hid in the shadows. The shards of glass went in my eye, and I might never get a sense.
Oh man. Crazy.
Look, he's very lovely, Captain Kelly. He won Social Media Superstar of the Year, Match of the Year, and Feud of the Year.
I think it's trade it all for a win against the Union Christmas fight tonight, maybe. Right?
I think so.
Well, listen, you look at this match, it's obviously personal. Drew McIntyre blames a lot of people for some of the things that have happened to him the last couple of years, but high on that list is Damian Priest. What do you expect from this match tonight?
Well, first of all, let me just say, of all the people that Drew McIntyre has blamed things on over the last couple of years, I think we can all say Damian Priest probably the most founded, right? He has every right to have a lot of animosity towards Damian Priest. I think with Drew,
Well, I mean, Damian was within his right.
yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying, you're not happy that it happened.
Of course.
But that's what makes a great rivalry. And Drew McIntyre, I think, is always the same thing. At his best, focused, he is as talented and as physically imposing a superstar as exists in that locker room. What happens when he gets inside his own head? And on the flip side, for Damian Priest, guys, this is a guy who really, he enjoyed being World Heavyweight Champion. He enjoyed getting the red carpet at Yankee Stadium, being a boy from the Bronx. He enjoyed being a hero of Puerto Rico. He really knows in his heart he deserves to be at the top of the card.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you want to stay at the top of the card, you got to show up to WrestleMania and beat a big dog like Drew McIntyre.
Oh, you certainly do. Look, a lot made of Cody leaving the company, reinventing himself, becoming a much better version of himself. Larry Drew was let go, but he took that time. He sat down and said, who do I want to be? What do I want out of my career? And man, he came back a different kind of monster. And I know Drew had, I think, one of the best years on the main roster last year. The Hell in a Cell match with Punk is a certified classic. And I think, knowing Drew, he believed that at WrestleMania, he was deserving of being in the main event, of fighting for a world championship. And I think he feels, in many ways, like, you know, this match with Priest is a little beneath him. So that can go one or of two ways. That could be, hey,
He's valid in those feelings?
I think he's had one incredible year, and I think he is deserving of world championship opportunity. Absolutely.
Okay.
This is the beast in front of him right now, and that is Damian Priest. That is, like, so whether he overlooks Damian because he thinks he's above it, or whether he goes out of his way to show, I'm going to dominate Priest here tonight to prove that I am indeed worthy of that world championship.
But he is wrong, Jackie. He is fundamentally wrong if he thinks he's above Damian Priest.
That's right.
Priest is the more recent champion.
Right.
And in sports and boxing and everything, in MMA, if you're two recent champions, you end up high in the rankings of contenders. And these are two guys who need to fight it out to see who deserves to be right there.
And when it comes to a street fight at WrestleMania, what's it going to take to be the guy that comes out standing tall?
Whoever's willing to be the most crazy. I mean,
Do the most damage.
To go to the furthest extent in that setting of a street
To a street fight, you can hit the chairs, hit the tables, bats, safety cone.
But I also think that Damian Priest is someone who, I don't think anyone has done more to elevate themselves last year than Damian Priest to be a main eventer and to prove that time and time again. And I think this is another great opportunity in this street fight to see the most violent version of Damian Priest.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're going to get. I can't wait. It is one of many intriguing matches on night 2 of WrestleMania here at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Elsewhere, we've got a bit of an issue in the women's tag division. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez slated to take on Lyra Valkyria, our women's intercontinental champion. She was supposed to team up with Bayley. Bayley got attacked by I don't know who. Adam Pearce told Lyra she had 24 hours to find a new partner.
AJ Lee.
She's got one yet, but let's head
AJ Lee is her new partner.
Yeah, guys, I'm here with the women's tag team champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Guys, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding your title defense tonight as Bayley was taken out of the match.
It had nothing to do with how it turned out to stay. It had absolutely nothing to do with it. It's so crazy that we get blamed for all the wrong things in the women's division when it's ironic because we're the best thing to happen in this women's division.
Well, I didn't accuse you of doing anything to Bayley. I was just wondering where you stood on Lyra having to find a new tag team partner.
Well, you know, honestly, I don't think it really matters who Lyra finds as a tag team partner.
Have any other friends?
Oh, no, but she has any other friends or anyone that's brave enough or willing enough to step up against Raquel and I. And do you know why? It's because Raquel and I are the history-making, record-breaking, first ever 3-time women's tag team champions. You know what that makes us happy? I know you know what it makes us. Say it. Do you want me to say it or should I say it? You want me to say it?
I need to say it.
That makes us the greatest women's tag team champions of all time. You dummy.
Happy WrestleMania. Thank you so much for that. Well, from the greatest women's tag team champions of all time, let's see if they can defend those titles successfully tonight, and we'll also see if Lyra can find herself a tag team partner. All right, thank you so
Dang,
much,
she
Kathy.
messed up her hair?
Continues for one Lyra
That's
Valkyria
crazy.
as she searches. She was willing to take them on 2-on-1 though, which I really admire for Lyra Valkyria. She said, forget Pierce, I'll just take them on myself. He said, no, find yourself a partner. So somewhere she is making a lot of calls trying to find a partner. And you know, Linda Raquel might not be guilty of doing anything to Bayley, but they're certainly excited to take advantage of the situation.
They also seem to find themselves in situations like this all the time. Isn't it weird?
It is a little.
They're always near bleepery. You know what I mean?
Correct.
For lack of a better word.
Not bleeper.
Yeah, when bleepery is happening, Liv and Raquel are nearby. Liv is so obnoxious these days, by the way. Not the dummy.
These days?
All the time, you know. But yeah.
I love that.
And look, obviously, I won't spend the time focusing on the match that we do have in front of us, but I also want to give a there's a lot of speculation about who Lyra might be partnering with, and I think about a certain superstar that has been out for a little bit. We've been waiting on her to come back. She's supposedly in-house. We've seen her at Hall of Fame. We've seen her backstage. She's also a fellow countrywoman. I don't know who Lyra will have in her corner as her tag team partner, but I think if a certain Irish woman were to come out, I think people would be very, very excited.
Listen, there are a lot of options in that locker room. It's about where Lyra wants to go, who picks up the phone. But man, now we have more than one match today in which we don't know who the combatants
I
are.
love it.
This is a lot of fun.
More chaos. That's all I want. More surprises, more chaos, more unknowns. It makes everything so much more exciting. I love it.
I'm glad you mentioned Bailey, and just another opportunity to shout out to
Becky?
Rey Mysterio.
I don't know if Becky coming back, but why would she come back?
That when this time of year comes around, and
Doesn't make sense.
people who are so
She's from the country.
here aren't able to perform.
You know what I mean?
And I gotta say, Liv and Raquel were making
Took a vacation, now she back.
Who's gonna team up with Lyra? No one wants to face up. I think there's quite a few women back there that would love to get in the ring and get their hands on Liv and Raquel because it's Wrestlemania, but also for other reasons. Maybe the way Liv and Raquel carry themselves backstage might be one of a few. So the search continues. If we hear anything about Lyra's tag team partner tonight, if she finds one, she may not find one, guys. Remember, that is also a possibility. She could end up going into this by herself, which she seems totally comfortable with. And that is because Lyra Valkyria is what I would describe as a badass. So, if our first ever women's intercontinental champion can find herself a partner before WrestleMania Night 2. All right, here we have a special announcement from Byron Saxton. Let's check in with him. Byron?
Hey, thank you so much, Jackie. As you know, as everybody knows, we look forward to WrestleMania all year round, right? But it's not just about the action that takes place inside the ring. It's also about what happens in the community. Well, that's what brings us here. WWE has identified non-profit organizations who are the hard work they're doing to better the community. And that's why we've decided to award them community champions.
As the excitement unfolds in Las Vegas for WrestleMania, WWE honors those driving change in the heart of the community. Like the professionals who care for children with physical conditions by providing supportive services to improve their quality of life. The dedicated leaders supporting children and families in childhood cancer with programs that ease treatment and recovery. The mentors focus on protecting at-risk youth through initiatives that empower young people to reach their full potential. And the advocates working to end the stigma around mental health and offer vital resources to those who are struggling. These changemakers understand that community strength lies in its people. Join WWE in honoring Cure for the Kids, Candlelighters Childhood Cancer Foundation, Hope Means Nevada, and Nevada Youth Network as WWE's newest community champions.
That's dope. That's dope.
So now that you know the why, let's meet the organizations who are doing incredible work right here in Las Vegas. Starting with the Cure for the Kids Foundation.
They got way too much makeup.
Next up, Candlelighters Childhood Cancer Foundation. Third, we have Hope for Nevada. And lastly we have the Nevada Youth Network. Now, as you can see, all the organizations have been literally awarded community championship titles here. But it doesn't end there. Because what they don't know is that WWE wants to leave a lasting legacy long after WrestleMania has come and gone. So guys and girls, we decided to award each of your organizations $25,000.
Yeah. That's nice.
Now, I know you're excited, but this is still WWE, right? And usually when you win a title, you hold it up so everyone can see, so hold your titles up. And in my best ring announcer voice, I'm going to say,
Ladies and gentlemen, your new community champion.
That's crazy. Hey, so boring. Congratulations to them,
Thank you
though.
so much. One of the many great traditions at Wrestlemania is what we just watched. Congratulations to all of our community heroes. All right.
Also, while we're at it, just because WrestleMania, I feel like giving flowers.
Sure.
It's so appropriate that Byron is the guy who does that segment, because he is truly one of the true treasures of WWE.
Absolutely. I love that man. I've known Byron my entire career. 16 years ago, he was a wrestler. He does it all. He's a wrestler. He's a manager. He's a backstage interviewer. He's an announcer. Truly, like a guy who has done it all time and time again. Never complains. Always with a smile on his face. A lot of love to you.
We love Byron, and of course I forgot my cufflinks. Guess who had him in the bag?
Byron Saxton.
Byron Saxton.
Give us a Byron Saxton chant. He deserves it. The ultimate team player. We're going to step aside here for a quick break.
I would love to do Byron Saxton's like kind of work.
We'll continue on.
That would be dope.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, taking innovations new heights for a
You know what I mean?
So happy 100th to the Goodyear Lift. And of course, we've got the champ, Io Sky, taking in the sights of Las Vegas from the Goodyear Lift. She'll defend her championship tonight in a triple threat. We'll be right back.
Oba Femi Barula has returned for a record. None other. I present to you Oba Femi Barula.
Scan the code to get your tickets today.
Miles of flavor, those crispy peaks.
They keep asking the same questions.
Your whole life is complete. Dipped in the lake, man, that ranch is deep. Eat crispy
And showing the same commercials. Now, they want me to go to Wingstop. They want me to type in for the sweepstakes. But they know I'm not going to win. They just want my information and my data.
Opening May 22nd. Step through the gates and explore 5 immersive worlds of thrills and excitement. Plus, you'll stay at the brand new Universal Terra.
And they already watching me through the TV.
WWE Universe Dream Trip giveaway today. Go to WWE.com/Universal Sweeps to enter now.
It's Friday. Yeah, the accountant too is undeniably awesome. You say it harder, I die. Then that looking John burnt off electric chemistry.
Big brother up there!
It's better than the original. I think so too. In every way.
I just want to kill all these people.
We can kill all those people.
How do you know?
Execution kiss. That's all it is, really.
No.
The accountant too. Rated R. Only this Friday.
The world's most precious resource. Wi-Fi. Yeah, like a boom, 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 boom. And the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi is
Booming.
Boom.
Wi-Fi is booming.
Not really. It's cool.
Check it out.
He showed up with Pizza Hut's cheese.
They want me to get Pizza Hut, shop at the General, get Wingstop, get Xfinity. What else?
The Cheesy Bites Pizza and new Ranch Lovers White. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
Oh, and get this weekly vodka.
Red, white, and blue. You got good taste, and you drink like it too. Sweetly, so good, I drink it neatly. Watching Moscow always get the mule. Vodka that's good as an American jewel. Sweetly, so good, I drink it neatly. So pour a glass on the porch, feel a little better. Let your taste buds sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Sweetly, so good, I drink it neatly.
He says, sip it on the porch, get a little tanner, let your let your taste buds sing the Star Spangled Banner. That's crazy.
satisfaction surveys and safety ratings from IIHS. And for 2025, Consumer Reports' most reliable automotive brand is Subaru. It's no surprise they also named Subaru the best overall automotive brand. Safe, reliable, trusted, loved. Subaru.
Get it before he wakes up. Get it in as fast as an hour with express delivery.
WrestleMania is presented by Snickers. Snickers satisfies, and by WWE 2K25. The WrestleMania sale is here. WWE 2K25 is 20% off on all platforms today. With a unique opportunity to rewrite Bloodline family history in 2K Showcase Plus, intergender battles, and more. Game-changing updates.
Well, they filling up in there again.
70 minutes away from night 2 of WrestleMania. Here's a live look inside Allegiant Stadium as we continue to count down to WrestleMania. Let's check in with Kathy Kelly. I'm a little flustered. I just had to climb in the ring right now. Never gotten to do that before, but we are here in the middle of the ring, in the stadium. The fans are all coming in. You know, one of the things that I love most about WrestleMania is the style. All of the superstars, they have new gear. They're so excited. They're not just dressed to the 9, they're dressed to the 10. So let's take a look. WrestleMania isn't just the grandest stage of them all, it's also the ultimate runway. From jaw-dropping entrances to championship-worthy couture, the superstars of WWE bring these back
Oh, Michael, I mean, when HBK came in on that little zip line damn near.
fashion icons that dare to shine. Now, it's time to put the spotlight on the true stylish 7 who have turned WrestleMania into their personal runway. Starting us off with number 7, it's the man, the myth, the fashion idol, Becky Lynch. Now, Becky rocks everything from fiery red carpet ready robes to straight up comic book inspired gear.
Nobody enters in style quite like Becky Lynch.
She makes every look legendary. Flying through the sky at number 6, Rey Mysterio has been swinging through WrestleMania for decades as the master of the 619.
The biggest little man in the history of WWE.
Superhero tributes, custom masks, looks that define the art of lucha libre. Rey Mysterio is a high-flying fashion statement. Who do we have at number 5? None other than the self-proclaimed tag team goats, the New Day. Unicorn horns, check. WrestleMania gear that makes the crowd lose their absolute minds. You already know. The New Day doesn't just dress to impress, they decorate to celebrate.
I like how they did all those segments. They showed the New Day without Big E.
Sequins and colors as iconic as his elbow drop, Randy Savage was the blueprint for larger-than-life WrestleMania fashion. If the turns heads, chances are that Savage rocks first. Stepping in at number 3 is diamonds and championship gold. When you're the queen, you don't just have a flair for fashion, it is your legacy.
There can only be one queen.
Charlotte Flair has taken her father's iconic robes and reinvented them with a modern couture twist. Coming in at number 2, we have Adrian Bond, the Swami of swag, Seth freaking Rollins. He treats WrestleMania like his personal Met Gala. Whether he's walking out drenched in designer-inspired suits or statement-making fits, he doesn't just steal the show, he is the Monday Night Maharishi. When it comes to WrestleMania fashion, there's only one superstar who truly blazes a trail of her own. Coming in at number 1, the EST of WWE.
Hey, okay, Bianca.
EST in style. Bianca Belair doesn't just wear jaw-dropping gear, she creates it herself. Whether Bianca is bouncing in as a challenger or a champion, Belair is the undisputed sovereign ruler of WrestleMania style. From legends to trendsetters, from
You know how dope it is to be able to make your own like costume? That can trigger down to making your own like clothes, adjustments. You save so much time and money that way. That's crazy.
You know, it's so true. It
We
really
eat
is
so good, drink it neatly.
The Louis Vuitton store. People know they're getting their own.
I don't want to know the dollars spent by Rey Mysterio in that store. I assume that it's
Shout out to my friends at Proper Cloth, by the way. They did a fantastic job here. Yeah, I don't sleep on the countdown show. I don't know. I gotta give some love to David Allen, who was suited a lot of us, including The Rock, and also to King Troy, Style Seth, Style Beck, and also is responsible for looks this WrestleMania.
I gotta tell you, I'm not even exaggerating. When Troy comments on my Instagram and tells me I had a great fit, I know that I have understood the assignment. I'm like, I did something today. I really accomplished something. So shout out to him and shout out to Captain Kelly. That was a really cool piece. All right, Logan Paul has arrived. He is taking on AJ Styles. You can hear what the fans think. Sounds like they're rooting for AJ Styles.
Boo Logan. Boo Logan. Logan Paul, you suck. I need AJ Styles to get physical. Shit, I remember when AJ Styles didn't have hair. Hell with Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, I'm standing right here in the middle of the ring. You know what you want? You want that big money match with Logan Paul. So how about this, buddy? Why don't you set your sights a little higher? Logan Paul and AJ Styles at WrestleMania. And now they meet their eyes are set. The grandest stage their dreams are met. The crowd will roar, lights will blind. As these two collide, their fates entwine. One for honor,
Let's go, AJ.
one for fame. Each with a vision, yet none the same. For in this clash the world will see which path in truth leads to victory. Beneath the sky, the setting sun, a million hearts will beat as one.
Boo. Boo Logan.
One will be left standing. The other shall fall. This is the tale of AJ Styles and Logan Paul.
This all began when Logan Paul eliminated AJ Styles in the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble, and I watched that match
Styles doesn't get nearly enough love. And I know bulk of his career was in TNA, but I got a chance to wrestle Y2 AJ, the short-lived team of Chris Jericho and AJ Styles. And I'm telling you, I don't think I have been in the ring with anyone as good as AJ Styles. A lot of guys are close or are on par. I don't think you can get anyone who is better. This man is as smooth as they come. His contributions to this industry are truly incredible. It is special. This might be the very last WrestleMania match that you see from AJ Styles. I'm telling you, drink it all in because he's truly special. I know we're going to get into Logan. He's incredible. But let's not forget about what AJ Styles has done in this ring.
I hope it's not the last time.
I hope it's not either.
I really do. But listen, when you get to that age in your mid-40s, this is the time when you never know, right? It is harder. And AJ has been incredible. And I always say this.
And AJ in his mid-40s, yeah, he might be done pretty soon.
You know, now we live in a different era. TNA and WWE working together as one. There was a time when, like, the name AJ Styles would stay on television, right? And when he showed up at that Royal Rumble, I was like, oh, this will be cool. He's going to try a little stint in WWE. He is now a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's done it all. Like you said, there's no one better, smoother in the ring. Great point. Let's appreciate AJ today.
But here's the thing, right? I think everything you guys have said, waxing poetic about AJ Styles, obviously is deserved. Which is why the lack of respect for Logan Paul, even for Logan Paul, I think is a little surprising.
I mean, nothing surprises me about Logan Paul. Look, what do you guys think about Logan Paul? This is not a guy who's exactly...
I mean, even Dom Mysterio was giving him like,
The fact is, he's an incredible in-ring
look.
talent. I've said this time and time again. That guy's not an influencer. That guy's not a reality star. That guy is a professional wrestler. He's incredible in the ring. But he's a low-down SOB. And I'm not surprised by anything that he said. And I think he thought that AJ would be a good target, a way to make his name at WrestleMania and get a signature win. Not so fast, young buck. Let's see what happens.
And the match is going to be incredible. I promise you that. I know the match is going to be truly stellar. It pains so many of us. I feel like so many of us arrived to a very similar point with Logan in that we don't want to like him. We don't want to respect him in the ring. Yeah, I still don't care for him as a person at all. He's not a good human being. But when you watch him in the ring, how can you deny that he's got the goods?
You can't. That's the thing. I think Logan has proven to this point in terms of his performance and his compete and his athleticism.
Just because a person's good in the ring don't mean we forget their personality. He's still a butthole.
That I go, I've never seen that before. Right. Like his 14th match. Maybe
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers. Tracy from Louis of Charleston will watch 60 contestants eat 60 hot wings, all covered in Lily's hot sauce.
Ooh, honey, don't touch your face. To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, Farmer Bob and his Princeton popcorn will be in this ad 60% of the time. Great job, Bob.
Miles of flavor, those crispy pieces.
They said we're gonna show you 2 more other new commercials, then we're gonna get back to the ones we've been showing you.
Them ranches deep. Really flavor, Wingstop.
This island was the research
Yep,
facility.
same one you've been
The
showing.
original Jurassic Park.
I'm tired of seeing remakes of Jurassic Park movies. They just keep making them. Like, it's nothing else to make out here in the world.
Jurassic World in theaters July 2nd.
Got one more, Antoine.
With USPS Ground Advantage, it's like you're with us every step of the way.
Same commercials. Boring.
Right on time. Stay in the know from your doctors and their doors.
building your own American
Yep.
Family Insurance roof line?
Another one. American Family Insurance. They paid in the thing. And then they go to jury. Yeah.
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
Jamie Foxx.
But the feeling that no matter what, you're taken care of. Oh, I just earned a hotel suite. You only get that here at Sportsbook Born in Vegas, where they know how to treat you right. Who you talking to, Jamie Foxx? Bonus bets, exclusive offers, real-world rewards. BetMGM. Download it. Bet today. Here you leave today and enter a world of...
All the favorites.
Whatever you love, infinite worlds await.
It's the same commercials, bro. That fight yesterday between Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton was so crazy. I think Tiffany Stratton lost a tooth or something. It looked like it. I guess they feel like if they show me the commercial, it maybe want the food, but it's actually doing the opposite. Who the hell eat pretzel crust on pizza?
WrestleMania 41 Night 2. Countdown to WrestleMania is presented by Cricket. With fast and powerful nationwide flash view coverage, you can stress less and smile more. Well, you're going to be smiling a lot, clapping your ass off tonight in the Fountain Blue. As we welcome you back inside, Joe Tessitore alongside Sam Roberts and Tony Hinchcliffe, who's going to be hosting the Roast of WrestleMania tonight, 2 hours after we finish up. This thing could go completely off the rails, my man.
You know, things tend to do that with me. That's how I like it. I like it wild. Tonight we're doing a whole experimental, different type of roast show with huge wrestlers and surprises, a little bit of a Royal Rumble vibe. You don't know who's popping in. We've only announced a few of the people, and a lot of pops, a lot of surprises, shock and awe. You know, Tony, I've known you for a very long time. And when I hear we get a mixed reaction for Tony Hinchcliffe. Oh, yeah. When people boo Tony Hinchcliffe, I go, you don't know Tony the way I know Tony. Tony is not a bad guy. But then, Joe, I'm talking to Tony right before we go on. And Tony Hinchcliffe told me that today at WrestleMania 41, for the first time, he is rooting for John Cena. Yes. The man who wants to ruin wrestling. I have been a fan since I was a child of wrestling. I've always loved the bad guys. I love a good heel. Cena's always been too good for me, too much for the children. I love Dark John Cena. I love it. Let's break a wish here tonight. Oh my God. Hey, Tony, let's get back into tonight a little bit. People can watch the roast of WrestleMania later tonight, about 2 hours after we finish things up here at Allegiant Stadium. I assume we're into full roast mode of rules of engagement, standard rules of engagement, just like we saw you at the roast of Tom Brady or like we hear on Kill Tony. I mean, this thing is you're gonna bring it tonight. Oh, absolutely, no doubt. I'm starting it off right off the top with a big recap of the weekend, the Hall of Fame, everything. I have a lot to talk about. Luckily, they've given me a lot of content. We do have surprises as to who will be there among the superstars. However, one of the guys announced, I think, could be an extremely easy target, and that's Paul Heyman. Oh, my goodness. Whoa. I mean, what a night he had last night. That
Yeah, Paul Heyman.
Hit so many crown jewels. Well, that's one way to phrase it. I will say about Paul Heyman. That guy was playing baseball last night.
He said Paul Heyman arms should be a crown jewel. I mean, being Saudi Arabia because of all the crown jewels in it. The fact that Paul went up and did the little thing like this is crazy.
Intimidate you at all to know that Paul Heyman will be able to hit you back maybe as hard as you hit him. I am going to be in awe of what he's doing. I, during that part, get to sit back and just be a fan. I'm going to have to stop myself from going like this when the great Paul Heyman gets up there.
Again,
That's crazy.
The roast of WrestleMania
That's
comes your
crazy.
way at 10 o'clock tonight. It's at the Blue Line Theater at the Fountain Blue, just down the street here. What advice do you give to some of the superstars? Listen, you've stepped into this turf a few
I'm ready for WrestleMania night 2. I'm glad they got rid of pay-per-view, so to speak, because, boy, if this would have been on pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm telling them all to go for it. You know, let it rip. Don't be afraid of getting in trouble. Don't be afraid of
But I
getting
guess they got more money in ads than they do with pay-per-view, so.
to go for it. So, you know, people are going to be pushing it to the absolute
Oh,
limit. I know that for a
Braun. Oh. Do.
Later, right here, it's the Women's World Championship match. This title has been a tug of war lately, with the two big-name powerhouses seemingly dismissing and disrespecting the woman who actually earns and holds the championship. This is the story of Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and the incredibly talented Io Sky.
My story, Mia Justice. My story's been a journey. My story's been a journey. I've known heartbreak. And I've known triumph. Broken barriers.
Yeah, Io jumping off these cages is crazy.
What I refuse to be is ignored. I haven't come this far to turn back now.
Y'all better quit playing with Io. Io like that now.
And I'm taking mine.
I was wrong to assume that you three could handle this like professionals. Therefore, at WrestleMania, Io Sky, you will defend the Women's World Championship against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat.
I'm working to be standing in the shadows. So I'm going to do what I've always done. Bet on myself. In the end,
Yo, Io different.
WrestleMania, and I will prove that I am. And I am. That I am. The real Women's World Champion.
Well, I'm now here on the stage, the WrestleMania stage, and as we saw last night at WrestleMania, in that triple threat match, anything can happen. That could be the same in this triple threat match. I know every single woman in it, from Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky, they all want to walk out with the gold tonight. But I sat down with Rhea Ripley earlier this week, and we spoke about how she feels like she is nothing without this title, how she has no one. Well, let's hear it from her. Rhea, thank you so much for sitting down and taking the time ahead of WrestleMania.
Yo, Rhea got some shoulders on her, bro. She
Chaos for you. This last year, in fact, has been a roller coaster from relinquishing your Women's World Championship to then recapturing it at the Netflix premiere. How has this past year shaped the Rhea that we are seeing walking into WrestleMania 41?
It's really shaped me in a way where I'm going out there for myself. No one is going to have my back like I do. I have a lot of trust issues now, and I mean, I always had them before at the same time, but now it's at an all-time high. So the one person I know I can trust is me.
Losing your family in the Judgment Day and then walking into this triple threat match with two people that you
going into this match? Yes and no. Io's always had my number every step of the way, whether it was the Mae Young Classic to NXT, now to my Women's World Championship, to going into WrestleMania. That's always going to be on my mind, but I'm someone that likes to put this doubt into the fire that really sets me alight. And going into WrestleMania, knowing that's also a triple threat match where anything can really happen.
When you came into NXT, when you came to the Performance Center, blonde girl, naive, just excited to be part of the industry, you've grown so much.
The growth that I have gone through, not only as a human being, but within the WWE, I'm so glad and grateful that I decided to be me. And that's something that I try to portray to everyone else around me. I feel like everyone needs to be a genuine self, and that's how you really begin to love yourself.
Well, that's gotta just add that much more of a layer to what's going on right now. Io Sky and Bianca Belair were there for you when you were finding yourself.
To come up with them in NXT and see how much they've grown and come into their own and grasped who they are as a person, like I'm proud of them. I am. I'm so extremely proud of them. But the only problem is now they're in my way. Now they're in my way, and I'm gonna have to go through them if I want to be able to get to the other side and then continue to grow for myself.
Yeah, but pay attention to Io.
With someone like Bianca Belair and someone like Io Sky, it's really hard to have a plan because they have everything covered. But I'm on top no matter what. Like I said earlier, it's a triple threat. Anything can happen.
What would a win at WrestleMania 41 against two former friends, two of the top competitors in the industry, walking out as Women's World Champion, what would that mean for Rhea Ripley?
It would mean the world. But sometimes the world comes with a cost. And unfortunately for me, that's friendship. But if I were to walk out your Women's World Champion at WrestleMania 41, I'll be ecstatic. It's never left me for dead. And that's the one thing that I want back. To feel whole again, I need my Women's World Championship back.
Well, Rhea Ripley, thank you so much for your time. I know that it might not feel like it right now, but you do have a lot of people rooting for you.
Thank you.
Really thoughtful interview between Kathy Kelly and Rhea Ripley.
Boy, that stadium is filling up fast, yeah.
Sam, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is that Rhea Ripley did not win the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley did not win the Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And on the road to WrestleMania, Rhea Ripley lost the Women's Championship. I don't understand why she feels entitled to this match at WrestleMania.
Obviously, with what she's accomplished in her career, being a two-time champion, this being her 6th WrestleMania match of her career, what she did 1 year ago, you can understand the pedestal that she's on, but the recent body of work you pointed out, and she herself admitted with the opportunity she had, and then distracted when Io got the title off her. She said, I put my emotions ahead of the task.
And guess what happens? You lose the title, and you lose it at the ultimately worst time that you could possibly lose the title. As a champion, it's your duty to make sure the title stays around your waist on the road to WrestleMania, and if you lose it, you suck it up. You don't act like a victim.
Right. Now, here's what I find so interesting. So you frame that with Rhea Ripley.
Right.
Then when it comes to Bianca Belair, she has all the torn emotions of what's going on with Jade and what's going on with Naomi. Even when we had the go-home episode of SmackDown to arrive at this, in the midst of it, she was the bridge to two entire stories that were boiling over. The only one who has entire singular focus and a clean vision for tonight without anxiety or all this extra stuff hanging on them is Io Sky.
Not only does Io Sky have that singular focus, she's got the championship, so she knows she's capable, and she's severely underestimated by her opponents.
And by the way, let's give everybody a sense of what's going up on the concourse here. Adam, turn around here if you could. Look at this crowd we have here. This is what's going on here as we're closing in. We got some great time. This guy says, I wore shorts for seats. You really are in shorts right now?
George for Cena. What is George? Oh, shorts. Jimmy shorts. Oh, okay. Jorts. Yeah.
Including the exclusive sit-down with the champ. What's going through the mind of Cody Rhodes? All the pressure he is facing John Cena, it has arrived. That is straight ahead. Don't go.
Well, that's a lot of people.
Mounds of flavor. Those crispy beats.
They go with these same commercials.
Universal Orlando Resort. Enter now for your chance to win an unforgettable getaway and explore 4 incredible theme parks, including the all-new Universal opening May 22nd. Step through the gates and explore 5 immersive worlds of thrills and excitement. Plus, you'll stay at the brand new Universal Terra Luna Resort. Enter the WWE Universe Dream Trip giveaway today. Go to WWE.com/Universal Sweepstakes.
Almost time. The accountant too.
I think so too. Perfect breath off, perfect chemistry. How about Big Brother out there? It's better than the original in every way. The accountant too, radar.
The world's most precious resource? Wi-Fi. Yeah, like a boom, 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 boom. And the Wi-Fi is booming. The Wi-Fi is booming. Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity boom, boom, boom.
I got dogs driving a car, listening to kid music.
A large touchscreen keeps everyone happy. The Subaru Crosstrek. Dog tested, dog proof.
Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus. Free shipping, no order minimum. For all the things you wanted, plus the one thing you forgot. Plus, no worries. Plus, quick shipping means you can forget the forgetting ever happened. Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus.
So I have 10 years of hospitality experience.
And a college degree? It just can't be blank. Blank is bad.
So a degree in poetry would make me more qualified.
Yep.
A zoology degree?
Yep.
Metalsmithing.
Yep.
Poultry science.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Indeed matches you with jobs that actually match your experience. And what was your major?
Dance.
Oh,
He said dance.
play you for those ultras? Well, they're at a high level.
Play for those ultras.
Same commercials.
Ultras, we got ultras.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your outfit first before meeting your girlfriend's family. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
26 years, the Wolves are back. Step into Southtown for full throttle battles and a saga reborn. Pre-order Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves today. Early access begins April 21st. It's time to rev it up as we welcome you inside Allegiant Stadium. We've got the game.
Ready?
And ear the are you ready?
I'm on pause it. Calm down. Stop your nose. So you got to unpause it. I got to unpause it.
Who's got the master control? Come on.
Someone unpause it. cool characters in the game and more that are going to be unveiled. Don't ask me why I'm sitting there. I'm taking a breather for a second. Give me a second. Hold on. Trying to get my breath. Hit that ball. I don't like that. I don't love that. You didn't expect that. You didn't expect that.
He said I don't like that. Yo, they messed up the video game stuff. It's not even working.
Kicking ass in this game. Right. Okay, here we go. I'm back. There you go. I think I'm back. See what happened right now?
He's back. He's making moves.
There we go. There it is.
I'm going to save you further embarrassment here, Rosenberg, as you guys continue to play this game.
Let's run this back.
But I gotta say, we are now, where are we? We're 33 minutes away from night 2 of WrestleMania, kicking off here inside Allegiant Stadium. I think Rosenberg has given up.
I want to play more Taylor Fury.
He's too good. Our main event tonight, though, will feature the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, taking on John Cena, a very different vibe John Cena than we've ever seen, as he goes for his 17th record-breaking world championship here in WWE. It is a colossal match for both of these WWE superstars, so Michael Cole had an exclusive interview with Cody Rhodes ahead of this match. Let's take a look.
Cody, thank you. It's been a busy week, as WrestleMania week always is, but thanks for taking the time to join us here today. Thank you so much. I don't want to be talking to anybody but you. Thank you. Yeah. I want to start by going back to last year's main event at WrestleMania in Philadelphia, when you finished the story. The excitement over finishing the story quickly turned into you're no longer the hunter, you're the hunt. And I remember Triple H telling me that everyone is going to be coming for you. He's right. From a business side, WWE has never been harder, and that's a team effort. I am just the lucky one who gets to have this. It's been a hell of a year. Cody, let's go back. You turned down The Rock's offer. The entire landscape of professional wrestling has changed forever. What was going through your mind when you turned your back and all of a sudden John went low?
I wasn't present at all. It was happening so quickly and moving so fast. You know, it's not the end. If anything, I knew this was the beginning of a road. Perhaps I didn't want to go down. Whatever John's story is, whatever's in here, he now has an opportunity to get it out at WrestleMania. But unfortunately, it's not going to be in a winning effort.
John recently described his relationship with the WWE fans as, quote, a toxic one. Is there any way you can sympathize with that?
I can't sympathize and I can't empathize.
A toxic relationship with the WWE fans. That's crazy.
It's our job to make us feel good. It is our job to make them feel good. I wish the crowd at WrestleMania 41 was chanting, "Let's go Cody, Cody sucks." I'd be all about that. I wish I could take that pain, whatever it is that's built up inside, and clearly it had built up for years, why he acted bulletproof. He wasn't bulletproof.
I want to talk about his quest to make history. 17 world titles. Do you now feel a responsibility to prevent John Cena from breaking Nick's record?
I wish that's what the match was related to, more than the fact that here is John saying, "I'm leaving and I'm trying to take this with me." Now I'm the one who's been tasked with safeguarding it for all of WWE and WWE's future.
All of WWE and WWE's future.
You talked about why you're not going to leave all of this riches and glory of Hollywood.
The riches and glories of Hollywood are no longer just a the riches and glories of this all are right here. I think John has struggled with the fact that WWE has moved on without him. John is the most unaware individual ever to stand in the ring with me and say, "That's why I never left." You have left, John. You haven't been here. John's business is no longer being in WWE, it's being in Hollywood, kissing James Gunn's ass. So for him to tell me that was the moment I realized he's completely cracked.
He also called you an errand boy.
An errand boy. Hey, newsflash, I've been everything. I'm grateful for that. Failure, folly, every bit of it gets me to be able to have this conversation with you as champion. And I believe John Cena owes us a true answer and a true apology. Perhaps the only way that comes about is beating it out of him at WrestleMania.
Adonis said that privilege and luck are why you were at the top of the game today.
Well, privilege and luck, I certainly would just say, I have been incredibly lucky to have been surrounded by people like yourself who have helped me get to an undeniable level. I have been incredibly privileged to have been born with the Rhodes name. John Cena is incredibly lucky and incredibly privileged himself, and he's wrestling perhaps the hardest working man in the entire game, and that's how it should be.
I want to finish up on a personal note. I do want to say, though, how proud I am of you, and I, for one, hope that you continue this amazing reign as a champion.
I'm still a John Cena fan. I can't go out at WrestleMania 41 and be his fan. I have to be the one that beats him. I have to win.
Good luck in your third straight main event. No, this will be the fourth, because you had two last. Yeah, I don't know. This will be the fourth straight main event at WrestleMania. I like how that sounds.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you, man. Good luck. Thank you, sir, very much. Thank you.
Let's go, Cody.
Unbelievable scene to me here on the entry ramp. And a lot of people that reacted to the new set, this spectacular, magnificent set, said, can you believe these kinetic boards? And we heard a lot of chatter. Is that augmented reality? Is that CGI? No, it is not, folks. Look at that. They have been lowered down right above the crowd right now. This is some of the most unbelievable high-tech displays that WWE has ever put forth. As the boards lower, they're showing you the Saturday card right now, and they will be in play in just moments to start off WrestleMania 41 Sunday night. Crowd is gathered, everybody's excited. We got the signs out in force. There's another thing that came away from yesterday that everybody was talking about, as a lot of the celebrities get. There's Kirk Herbstreit from ABC College Football right there. He's already in the seat. Looking good. I love the hat, my man. The other thing everybody was talking about were the new announce desks that debuted to start the year, and then this version of them a little more rounded. But for months and months, we said, man, these things are like steel reinforced. They're unbelievable. And then yesterday, in the climax of what we saw in the main event,
They tore him up.
Roman Reigns with Punk and with Seth annihilating these two desks. They do go down. You just have to have the force of the tribal chief and all the drama of a main event. So this place is ready and primed again.
25 minutes.
Not the real deal. No augmented reality. And these deaths over here, they're solid as a rock. But they went to hell last night. We'll see what happens tonight. We're ready ringside. The anticipation's building.
Joe Tess, thank you so much. It really does look so cool on the WrestleMania floor with everything in the background. Fans are piling into Allegiant Stadium for 25
It's about to
minutes
get
away.
going. It's about to happen. 25 minutes.
Modern day wrestling, old school wrestling, and like, why aren't we doing more to bridge that gap? So it's so dope to get this point now to sit down with a mic and talk about WrestleMania. So I'm as a hip hop fan, I'm jazzed right now. Happy to be here. Mike, do you remember? Because you have several WWE references and classic wrestling references in your music. Do you remember the first one or the most notable one that people mentioned? The most notable one is Ric Flair. It's the song Ric Flair. All that was inspired by Flair's in the 80s. In the 80s, man, when things were going wrong, Flair was like, nah, it's going right. We're getting rich. We're flying private. So many people admire Ric Flair because as much as they may have related to Dusty, Ric Flair was an aspirational figure. And you didn't have one without the other. The greatest rival is he and Dusty because they represented to me Middle America and Southern America versus Wall Street. If we didn't have Dusty Rhodes to be that voice of working class America, then it's still sharp and steel. We wouldn't have had a sharper iron to the other side of Flair. So I want to thank those two guys. Jay, let me ask you, man, growing up, who were some of the characters in hip-hop who you most gravitated towards? Obviously, so Lil Sims, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, I mean, man, DJ Quick. No, there you go, man. Y'all know it. Water, man. Yeah, y'all, man, y'all got the world. Y'all made the world too short. Y'all made the world, man. Dre, y'all, man. Y'all, Dre, y'all
there's just so many West Coast rappers. I mean, but me and my brothers grew up in Florida, Pensacola, Florida. So we was in the South for sure. You know, you, Outkast, you know what I'm saying? Bone Crusher, who graduated in 2000. That's when, to me, the South was hitting. So I loved it, man.
E, do you remember favorite music or hip hop collaborations with WWE? Because over the years, people popped up. Obviously, Uncle Snoop is a big part, of course, everything here, but he's not the only one.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, like, I'm biased getting to have Wale record our track, and then at WrestleMania in Tampa, where I'm from, have Wale rap me out, be able to dap him up as I'm going out for my only singles match at WrestleMania in my career. That's a special, special moment. And not just that, but like he's done so much for the culture. I'm so glad we're starting to recognize that more and more. Seeing what Wale Mania means to that WrestleMania week. So many people are like, all right, I gotta get my tickets to Wale Mania every single year. Like, shout out to him for doing everything he's done to try to bridge that gap between wrestling and hip hop.
Jay, did you ever intentionally borrow anything style-wise from any of the rappers?
Beware Cuban.
When we're going to switch from Uso Pay to Day One, we wanted something that hit hard and like had some banger to it. That's why me and my brother did get on the track and started screaming like Day One ish.
That became Day One ish, was Day One ish, and that alone was so hip hop. If you're a real fan of hip hop, you know ish. You know what ish is. Gotta ask. I'm talking WrestleMania, we're talking hip hop. Favorite hip hop appearance or performance at a WrestleMania?
Oh.
Let's take it back. We'll go Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper perform?
Lawrence Taylor against Bam Bam Bigelow. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. That was such a dope moment. That's such a really, really cool moment. And as a kid, that one stuck with me, that resonated with me.
I didn't even know Salt and Pepper performed. They look good too.
In Las Vegas, what is it about this year you think?
Man, it's gonna be a massive one. Vegas, that setting, I think with all the players involved, The Rock on the board, I think we're gonna have so many big monumental matches. And also what I love too with WrestleMania is the spectacle of it all. We're gonna have big stars galore, so I'm excited. I can't wait to see WrestleMania in Las Vegas.
And for you, Mike, what could make this WrestleMania surpass last year?
If they give me a Raw. I just want to say to the big guys in Austin up there, if you need me, I'm around.
Thank you guys so much.
Love and respect.
I'll see you guys.
Big thank you to Killer Mike for hanging out with us. Steve, you have to go again.
Absolutely. There's so many rappers who love what we do. You got to do more. I know you're friends with Lil Yachty. I know your Rolodex is long. We got to do more of these.
Yeah, man, it was a really cool experience. There's just always been so much crossover. To get to finally have that conversation on WWE television is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, look, a lot of people know Killer Mike from Run the Jewels, but shout out to Organized Noise, shout out Dungeon Family, rest in peace Rico Wade. You know, Killer Mike's been doing this thing long before he linked up with LP. But I think so many of us in the locker room listen to hip hop. So many rappers love wrestling. I think that connective tissue is very, very strong.
Didn't see a whole lot of poker.
With not a lot of
We'd like to see if
He said not a lot of poker. Who's winning? Nobody's winning yet. They haven't even started. Well, she's winning. If you look at her outfit, she winning. You know what I mean? But nah, nobody's winning yet. Yeet. 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 I just want to know who. So they saying Rusev for Randy Orton, and then Becky Lynch for the tag team for the girl Valkyrie to have for the tag team. I mean, I'm cool with Becky. If this is how she come back, that's cool. But I was expecting something a little different. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And then they said Rusev for Randy Orton's opponent, which I mean, okay, cool, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I still personally was expecting a little bit more. But you know, it is what it is.
WWE Universe, let the adventure begin. We want to send you to Universal Orlando Resort. Enter now for your chance to win an unforgettable getaway and explore four incredible parks, including
But if Rusev come back, that means we get dancing Lana, and that's always funny. It's funny to see Lana dance, man, because she tries so hard, and she be in there like, I get some bucket hats. B, 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 B. You. Shout out to Texas Gang. Shout out to Christina Neal. Shout out to people that came in yesterday. I probably should do these afterwards too, but we gonna put them up there before because I just like talking, you know what I mean, getting people's predictions, who they got, you know what I mean, going, who they think gonna win, all that good stuff. So yeah.
BetMGM's got your back. Get your welcome offer and play with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Oh, he sees. Really? Get up to a $1,500 new customer offer and bonus bets when you sign up now. BetMGM. Download and bet today.
Push guy, cold and smooth smile skills. If you encounter one wall, chances are there's a
B, 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 B. He got up out of there. Road, Jack. I don't you come back no more.
Hey, man, what's that? Hey, put the package back. Two-way talk, built inside.
Why is everybody stealing people's packages? It's about to start, and I can't wait. WrestleMania, and I can't wait. And I'll be at the one in New Orleans. 13 minutes and 23, 22, 21, 20 seconds.
Look, what an incredible way to start the night. Punk himself, who was in the main event last night, said if it was up to me, this would be the main event. And I think these three competitors are worthy of being the main event. I expect the world of this match. I have no idea. It feels like I'm giving everyone 33.3% to win this thing because I have no idea. It really feels like a toss-up. And you know what? I'm so intrigued to see. We've seen so many, or heard so many boos towards Bianca Belair. It kind of came out of nowhere. And I first wondered if that's just something that was happening in Europe, but that has come over to the States as well. And I wonder if that has rattled Bianca at all. I wonder how she feels about that. I wonder if that's changed her approach to this match here tonight.
I did ask her this earlier today, and she said, you know what? The higher you climb, the noisier it gets. And she goes, fans have every right to boo or cheer for whoever they want. She goes, it's not going to affect me. I've learned to block out the noise through many things, both professionally and personally, over the course of her career.
It's a really fascinating match. And here's the thing that I'm looking for the most, right? Io somehow continually gets slept on here.
That's not me.
Not by you, and you made that clear. But to be clear, I don't think it's out of disrespect. It is out of the fact that in Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, we have two talents who we know are going to be at the top of this business for the next decade. Io Sky is that conversation as well.
It is certainly a legacy moment for Io Sky, I think. This is a night that I think when we look back on the career of Io Sky, certainly if she is successful, this will be one of those pivotal moments for her. If she can defend against the likes of Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair in a triple threat situation on this, the biggest stage of them all.
And let me admit, by the way,
that's a huge statement win for her.
and I have to admit, let me just open this. I don't know if people knew this on TV. I was on TV with Big E after Elimination Chamber. I'm one of the people who assumed the match was Rhea and Bianca. I ran with it. I'm sure that's what it was. I'm one of the naysayers. I need to be shut down. So I'm excited to see Io Sky deliver tonight.
And I already said this stat earlier, but I think it bears repeating. She's never lost to Rhea Ripley, and she's 3-0 triple threat matches on the main roster. So this is a match type that I think Io Sky is very comfortable in. We'll see if she can retain that championship here as we watch Cat McAfee fly down the ramp. WrestleMania night number 2. He is hyped up as he should be. You know, we talk about this being maybe a legacy night for Io Sky. Randy Orton's legacy is already got a lot of chapters, I would say, but there's a big question mark with Randy Orton in terms of what we will see from him tonight.
Unfortunately, Kevin, we love you. Wish the best for you. Suffered an neck injury that he has to deal with right now. But there's a big open door. You know, I feel like if I had to pick between, Mr. Opponent in this match and also the women's tag match, I feel a little bit more confident.
Look at Terrence Bud Crawford, bro. My boy Bud down there. Shout out to Bud, man.
To be here, is someone on the roster already? Is it someone coming in? I really have no idea who Randy is going to face, but he's Randy Orton. And it really doesn't matter who he's going to face. The match is going to be incredible. I also love that we're recognizing what WrestleMania is incredible. It's insane.
And you said this earlier about AJ, and I think we need to say the same about Randy. You just never know when the last one can come, right? Like, this is a guy who's given for a very, very long time. Now, he happens to be in the best shape of his life.
Shout out to Saber, non-lethal. Finally got my my projectile from them. Just loaded it up. Don't have it all the way loaded, but I loaded it up though.
He's one of the all-time legends. The once legend killer is now the legend
Well, that's the thing about it, right? Like, it is a WrestleMania challenge. Like, if you're going to take a swing at someone who is known as a legend killer, like, don't let this man kill your legend before
So who Randy Orton and who gonna partner with The Rook? People say Rusev. Somebody crazy said Brock Lesnar. I doubt Brock Lesnar. But
Listen, when you bring up the word go, I gotta turn our attention to tonight's main event. And John Cena, who is looking to make history and win his record-breaking 17th World Championship here in WWE. This is obviously a different John Cena than we are accustomed to over the course of his very long career here in WWE. And he'll have to defeat the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes in order to do it. What do you make of this match from both sides of the equation here?
man.
This is such a fascinating thing. I mean, last night was unbelievable from like an in-ring standpoint, plus the story of it all was amazing. Tonight, I'm just so curious about what the spectacle is going to be like. There's so many things I'm thinking about. Is it going to feel like WrestleMania 18, Hogan and The Rock, where the crowd is changing sides back and forth? Is it going to be a night of Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks? What are we going to get?
Oh, we're getting that for sure.
But also, I can't help but notice that John Cena has not mentioned The Rock.
As soon as he said it, they started screaming. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks.
From the beginning, we're seeing The Rock tonight. But where has The Rock been?
I don't know, but he's going to be here for WrestleMania. I would be absolutely stunned if he's not here at WrestleMania. So I expect him to be involved. I have no idea what Travis Scott saved in this whole thing. Cody has a lot up against him. And so interesting.
Cody should come out with his brother.
The last time we saw Cody in the ring with Cena, he got booed. But seeing how quickly he got the crowd, this man is truly a master, and he's ready. I know when he was Stardust, when he was kind of struggling to figure out himself, he was already incredible in the ring. And I don't think he gives himself enough credit for being there. But now he is fully ready for this moment. I think he is ready for all the ups and downs. I think he's ready for the challenges that this week brings. All of the media, all the press. I know it's a lot on him, but he's ready for it. And I think tonight he'll be ready for everything that comes at him as well. But the challenge, I think, is going to be as steep as it ever will be here tonight. I don't know how Cody gets it done, but if anyone can against John Cena, The Rock, and Travis Scott, it is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you just look at what Cody Rhodes had to go through last year on back-to-back nights of WrestleMania and what he was able to accomplish with a little help, of course. But I think that hardens you, right? That strengthens you. That prepares you for these types of situations. I'll tell you what, though. Cody Rhodes already has quite an amazing legacy that he is writing. If he can defeat John Cena and keep Cena from winning his record-breaking 17th World Championship, that would be a massive, massive moment. That is tonight's main event. We are so close to kicking off WrestleMania Night 2 for Big E and Peter Rosenberg. I am Jackie Redmond. We are in Sin City, but this weekend it is a city of dreamers.
Is it starting?
The neon halls, the dazzling avenue, the glittering hub and heart of the city. But the Las Vegas Strip is not in Las Vegas.
Looks like the devil's playpen.
It actually lies in an unincorporated Nevada town called Paradise. It's the place that drew me and so many more like me to the middle of the Mojave Desert. Surrounded by black darkness, the brilliant lights of the Strip are visible all the way into outer space, lighting the way for more than 40 million people.
I'm gonna be streaming it until the very last second
Carrying their own dream.
before it actually starts, so we don't get no copyrights. Because one thing I'm not gonna do is watch it without a sound, and I want to enjoy this fully without having to, you know.
It's a city that beckons to the bold and that calls out to believers of what's possible. That's what Vegas does and what it's always done. It requires you to have more nerve than the next guy. To accept that risk is part of living. It's why Vegas is the city of Sinatra, Elvis, and Tyson. Of one-hour engagements and all-night runs. It's where the Running Rebels and the Raiders are. It's home to my UFC, to the biggest fights, the largest bands, and the greatest superstars. Been down the whole lifestyle, we're kicking out. And it's why it feels so right as a setting for this. For the greatest spectacle in sports entertainment to return to the grandest stage on the globe. Because this cultural phenomenon, this annual wonder, is also a vision made real. How it's evolved over time from a 2-hour program to a 2-night experience. How it's grown from an arena show to a stadium marvel. For the first time in more than 3 decades, it all come back here. An event where all who come down that ramp and who enter that ramp carry their own dreams to make their vision real and their hope true. Where else but Las Vegas? Where else but a place called Paradise? Where else but f***ing WrestleMania?
Alrighty. Hopefully everybody enjoys WrestleMania. I'm out. Remember to keep God first in everything you do. Put down in the comments your people who you think go win. Enjoy WrestleMania, y'all. I'm out. Peace.